Familia presente. Let's go. Familia Fandom. Welcome to the Familia.
All right. Yo, what's up, Familia? Welcome to the Familia Fandom podcast, where nerdy chaos meets family barbecue energy. I'm Manny for Scatterbrain Gaming, and today we are flying headfirst into the new Superman movie and the state of the DCU universe under James Gunn. All right, so it's been over a month since Superman hit the theaters. It crushed the box office with over 615 million globally. And it's now streaming for all of us who need to rewatch Lex Luthor's scene with the cereal bowl. But the big question now is, can James Gunn actually stick the landing on this reboot? All right, so we're breaking down what worked in Superman, what's coming up for the DCU and the elsewhere, what's got fans hyped or worried. All right, so before we fully begin, I want everybody to introduce themselves.
Hello. This is Joseph signing on here. Happy to join the Familia Fandom.
Good afternoon, everybody, or in your case, is good evening. This is Edgar joining the Familia Fandom from California.
What's up, Familia? This is Andrew over here in Atlanta, Georgia.
All right, guys. So with that being said, let's get started. So Superman, we won't get into too many spoilers because I know some people still hasn't seen it, but we'll touch base on definitely some important topics without giving away too much. I do want to keep it light, probably keep away from any kind of political topics, only because of the state of things in the United States at the moment. So definitely keep it on the light side. Definitely want to make this stay fun. So with that being said, all right. So for those of you who have seen it and anticipating, what did you think of the Superman movie? Personally, I enjoyed it. There were some moments where I was like, okay, we can move on. But overall, I thought the story was great. For me personally, I felt like this could have been a spiritual continuation of the Christopher Reeves Superman story. It just felt like it could have been like a sequel. I know they tried it with the other Superman. I forgot the actor's name. Where he had the son. Yeah, he had Superman had a son. Where that was meant to be
Superman
a sequel.
Returns.
Yeah, Superman Returns, but it didn't feel like this. I felt like this one felt more like it flowed into it. Like it's like I could see this as being a sequel to that. Joseph, what is your take on this? How you felt about it?
Oh no, I loved it. I think, after Man of Steel, we've had such a darker tone in the Superman movies and more on that side of it. And this felt just light and fun. And it gave me nostalgic vibes to even the animated series of Superman from the 90s. It was. I thought it was a great time, and the soundtrack was electric. And I think it's going to be a good start for the.
I did enjoy that hit their rendition of the Superman music. It hit really good. Even in the trailers, it just hit really good.
No, I thought even the trailers were great. Like the music in it, like you said, was amazing.
All right, Edgar, what was your take? How you felt on it?
I was very surprised to have enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, at least because it's been so many different versions of Superman. And I was never a big Christopher Reeves fan in general, but I love the fact that the films were made with him. I was a Christopher Reeves fan. But I waited for a long time for the Superman story to be told correctly. And James Gunn found a way to do so while still presenting all of his flaws and all of the fears of the people who admire and look at him as a god. But the biggest thing, which is a point that I've been wanting to make, is that James Gunn in this Superman did what no other director or writer was willing to do. Pa Kent is alive. He never died in the comic books. It was a big significance in how Clark Kent viewed the world by having his father there. The whole let's kill the parents thing that they try to steal in every single movie that's come out since Batman's parents and Spider-Man's parents died. did not work with Superman, which is why they never did it. James Gunn brought him in and left him in there as someone that can talk to his son, as a son who needs a parent, not just his mother. I love the characters that they have when it comes to Ma Kent. But Pa Kent should have been there when Zack Snyder did the film. He had Kevin Costner, and he lost that one. In this one, as much as I have his name written down, as much as I like Pruitt Taylor Vince, and I met him once, I served him once here when I was working. He's a very nice guy, but I always liked him because of the movies that he did prior to this, especially when he was in Heroes. But I still think, in my opinion, if he should have had a father, the actor should have been Michael Rooker, because it would have been much better, because Rooker is the perfect guy to play Pa Kent. And that was just my opinion. Other than that, the soundtrack was good. The music was good. Lois Lane was good. The fact that Lex Luthor was a wonderful a-hole. I mean, I loved him.
He did.
It was like Trump, Zuckerberg, a little bit of Jobs, and a whole lot of McEnroe in a $14,000 suit. You know what I'm saying?
He felt like I said, that was before, is like how that connection to like the Christopher Reeves, because what's his name was the original
Gene Hackman.
Yeah, Gene Hackman. And Gene Hackman, he was for me, he was like the traditional like Lex Luthors that you usually see. He definitely was different version, out of all of them.
The comedic version. Yeah.
Yeah. And so I felt like this guy did a good job of hitting kind of still, hitting those notes when it came to like being comedic, but you could see that he hated Superman. He hated it. He hated him to his core. I mean, enough to create a specific way to beat him up. He was
obsessed. Obsessed.
They're definitely upset. And just as mindset, Michael Rooker being Meryl from The Walking Dead, who plays in a lot of James Gunn's.
Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah, Yondu. So just so everybody knows who we're talking about. He's a great actor. He's like
another man I've served twice. Who's so sweet.
Definitely in Walking Dead, you just hated him, and then it's like Guardians, you loved him.
Right.
He does a good job at playing with the current dad. What would you say his name was?
Pruitt Taylor Vince. He played a serial killer in a movie with a great number of actors. God, it was a film starring Ray Liotta. I mean, a whole bunch of actors, and it was one of the best horror films I've ever seen. And then you come to find out, it all took place in somebody's head.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
It was I'm telling you guys, hold on, because this movie was so good that it's one of the reasons why he kept working as a secondary tier actor for a long time, and he was always getting work because of this one film. Hold on, because this is why we got Wikipedia. Pruitt Taylor Vince horror movie.
Maybe to the parents of
as Superman's dad, though, because I thought he was not a big name, right? As far as an actor, I had not seen him in anything that's before this, and so it felt like somebody else's just dad, right? It didn't feel like I was seeing an actor. I felt like I was watching a small boy from Kansas's father on screen, and that was, I think, the vibe that they were going for. There is, he is just a kid from Kansas.
No, but he is a very well-known actor because you've seen him in a lot of things. Oddly enough, you just don't. I remembered him because of Identity. That was the name of the movie.
He's one of those.
He's been in.
That's what I'm saying. When I'm looking at him, I'm like,
Deadwood.
He does
The Devil's
have
Candy, Bird Box, The Mentalist, Heroes Reborn, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He's been around so many things, but if you haven't seen the movie Identity, I tell you right now, watch it. Because he's a brilliant actor. He's an award-winning actor as a second-tier actor. And all you need sometimes is that one break. And trust me, since he did Identity, he's been working his entire life. And Identity came out, he started working back since 98. And he has not stopped working since. And you know what? It was Mississippi Burning, Jacob's Ladder, and Natural Born Killers. Those are his first 3 films. He's not an unknown actor. He's just known in the industry.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
and he's been working his butt off. And
I
think that was a great.
That was my biggest love of that film was Dad is alive. Pa Kent is alive. Because that changes the relationship of all the characters. He never had a father to go to in any of the movies. He's dealing with a girl who's constantly, and Lois Lane, let's not forget her. Her performance was, I mean, she loved him and sat down and scolded him and treated him like a reporter if he was in front of a whole bunch of in a congressional hearing. And she literally said, "This is my job to get the truth, and I cannot get the truth if I treat you with kid gloves. You are literally a god." The way she kept the dialogue made it seem like, okay, now I understand, because I was kind of worried about the pursuit of their relationship. But I appreciated that Gunn said, "I'm not going to tell the story again." Christopher Reeve's movies already did it. Superman Returns gave him a kid. Man of Steel, I mean, literally in like 30 minutes of the first film, she found out his identity. 30 years on the planet and a reporter finds out his identity after, come on. So he said, scrap that. Forget that. There's no need for it. The audience doesn't want that. They know they're together. That's it. But let's give Lois Lane the respect of a reporter, not a lady going gaga, "Oh my God, you're Superman." Because I don't care what anybody says. Amy Fisher was good, but she was still an arrogant Lois Lane with no proof of actually investigating anything. That was what was good about the movies that Christopher Nolan did about Batman. He showed the investigation. Lois Lane investigated in this one. Amy Fisher's films, she was just a lovelorn human.
It was kind of forgettable because I forgot every time I saw like anything with like clips or anything with her in it, I forgot that she was even in the movie. I was like, oh, that's right. She was.
And it's almost like she defended everything he did instead of questioning, helping him find his morality of what he was doing. Like Joseph said, the movies were so dark with everybody. Gunn didn't change that much of this film as far as that was concerned. He just didn't focus so much on it. We all know that thousands of people died with this thing that happened. There's no way that there wasn't a few hundred deaths. Thousands of people died. But Gunn didn't focus on it. Zack Snyder's dumbest statement after he made Man of Steel: Superman kills people. We got to accept that. That's not the story you're telling, dummy. Everybody knows that, but they don't want to see that. They don't want their heroes to be known as a killer. He has to show himself as preventing trying to kill it. The dog. You saw that scene with the dog was, he's like, "Get the hell out of here." Like, he wanted to kick the dog. I would have kicked the dog. That was a perfect scene to show what he's willing to sacrifice to save a life. Zack Snyder took that all out. He took it all out, all because he wanted to do a storyline that was just a small part of the entire history of the Superman lore. And again, I say this as someone who does not buy Superman comics, but I know the lore well enough to be able to argue it. Not perfectly, but well enough to argue it.
And then before we get deeper in, and then I just want to get Andrew, because he's the only one who hasn't seen the movie, but I'm pretty sure he's seen clips here and there. And so what is your kind of take as far as the things that you've seen? Like, what do you feel as far as this Superman based on some, just your opinion?
What do y'all feel about the side characters that they decide to use? Like, out of all the Green Lanterns, Guy Gardner.
It was so Guy Gardner.
Terrible.
But
that's what made it fun. Perfect. That's what made it fun.
It was perfect for it, though.
Yeah.
I feel like it wouldn't have worked with this more serious Green Lantern.
No, not a serious Green Lantern, but I personally thought it would have been. I've always, for years in my head, said Matthew McConaughey can play this role as a Southern asshole a-hole, because that's what Guy Gardner is, a true American a-hole. But he's a hero, and he has his moments of goodness and arrogance in the comic books. That's why he's always coming in conflict with Hal Jordan. But you know what? Nathan Fillion played him good. The hair, that bowl cut. That's a courage, man. That's a courage. He did. And you know what? Mr. Fantastic? No,
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
Mr. Terrific.
That was an interesting choice as well.
Excellent.
It was, yeah, for putting that hero, but he stole the show, I feel like.
Redemption for that actor after X-Men Origins.
Oh, yes.
What was
After
he
what
in
they did to
X-Men?
him in
He
that.
was in what was it? Future Past? Was it Future Past?
No, he was in Origins, X-Men Origins, the first,
Yeah, Origins.
when they rebooted the whole thing and went back to
They they tried to reboot it and then
Yeah.
bring it
But
back
they
together.
Well, they did all 3 movies. They did all 6 movies, so they kind of did. It was just terrible, but he
Then they
was.
brought it back together.
See, he was an unforgettable. He was the first one killed when.
I forgot his character's name, but he was a character that was supposed to adapt to every situation. So in your mind, he was supposed to be able to survive anything. And then when the big bad came out, it was like instant. He was instantly taken out.
Yeah.
I forgot what was his character's name. I forgot.
I'll tell you right now. Hold on, I got you right now.
But that was his power. His power was to adapt to all situations. And like during like the different fights, he was doing it. He was showing off his powers. But when the main villain came, it was like instant.
Jeez.
Oh, sorry guys, I apologize. First off, it was X-Men First Class.
First
Not
class.
Origins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, the only thing with Origins is the Wolverine movie, which was.
The First
That
Class
was
was a good movie. I like that one. That was one of my favorite X-Men.
I thought it was pretty good for trying to reboot, but I mean better than Apocalypse.
Let's.
I like Gene McAvoy as
I
Professor.
like Quicksilver in those.
Yeah.
Quicksilver.
I'm not gonna say a single thing.
we gotta compare the 3 past movies to that. That
I'm
was
not
probably
gonna
the
say
better
a
one.
single thing when it comes to that, because of the simple fact that they use storylines that were created in modern time instead of the original stories.
Wait, who was doing them at the time?
Which ones?
The future past and all that.
It was all Fox.
What are you talking about,
These
Kylo?
are
What are you
all
talking about?
Fox.
Darwin. His name was Darwin. That was his character's name. He had a mutant with the ability of reactive evolution, and yet he was killed by Sebastian Shaw the first moment they confronted each other. Died with a silly smile on his face as if to say, F you, Fox. And now he's going to get his own movie as Mr. Terrific.
Yeah, he did fantastic. He was.
And this version of Hawkgirl is not the version of Hawkgirl that James Gunn is going to introduce later.
Oh, there's a different one.
Well, it turns out
she wasn't bad.
No, she wasn't bad at
Yeah,
all.
they definitely didn't give her a lot of.
I feel like they took a lot out of her, but I thought she was pretty good.
No, it turns out, because I didn't even know this, there are 3 different types of Hawkgirls in the DC universe.
Oh,
Shiara isn't the only Hawkgirl, and there was another one. So James Gunn chose her for Justice Gang.
Justice.
And Manny's point, he's going to use Shiara. I believe he's going to use Shiara in the Elsewhere stories.
Oh, okay.
Because he is going to tell about the Authority, and that's an Elsewhere story. That's several different types of versions, but yeah, no, they brought it in the canon and books. But he's going to tell about the Authority, so at some point he's going to introduce Shiara, and Hawkman will come along. But honestly, Andrew's question is a good one, and I answered it. We love them. They all those second tier characters were great.
Yeah, I could have just watched the movie with.
They were the highlights.
Those 3 would have been a funny comedy sequence.
To me, that was what set me up for me as far as it being a cinematic universe. They set them up so well for what to be the future Justice League or whatever. It's like how Marvel lays these foundation, these little pieces. They were not only the highlight of the film, but they're setting up for the next movies in such a good way.
And it was good. I think that's good. I think that's good to have. Instead of giving us, and I like James Gunn's approach because it was one of the things he mentioned. And I think we mentioned it about like the end credit scenes that Marvel was big on. I mean, we loved it at the time. That is like they set up for the next movie. It's like, oh snap, this is gonna happen when you waited to the end. And I like his approach because I remember he said he wasn't gonna set up he was with end credits because Marvel screwed him over with the Thor thing. And he said he had no plans of using Thor. I didn't know how to write for Thor, and they threw him on him, and then he was upset. So I think his approach of just giving us a little extra something, like Andrew at the end of Superman, he just gives us like an extra scene. It's not like, oh, we're setting up to the future. You know, you're pretty much getting that within the movie itself. You're getting,
but it's an absolute fact that that's it for the future because he announced it, and that was what
it's not like, oh, you know, you get that clip and it's like whatever. It's like, oh, this person will return in the
Right.
movie, blah, blah,
Well,
blah.
just because he's not using the same formula as Marvel doesn't mean it's not the same exact thing. He's just, instead of going through this whole, you're going to sit there for, I forget if anybody's ever
10
time
minutes.
credits,
It feels like
15,000 minutes.
So instead of waiting for after the credits,
Yeah, he just, like Manny said, he incorporated into a scene, the end of the movie, which is in reality a better transition. It's just the same thing as Marvel.
Yeah,
Marvel wanted to
like
keep you in suspense because they wanted you to expect what was going to come to see if it was going to work. James doesn't have to worry because he's already announced everything he's going to do. And he said, you're either going to love it, but most of you are going to hate it. And yet you're all going to want to see it because you're going to want to see if I'm going to fail or succeed. Because he knows what he can give you. And he knows it's not always going to be great. And knows that what is going to be great is not going to be seen sometimes at that moment. A lot of critics at time they weren't used. They were like, wait a second, we're not used to this type of Superman storyline, golden era. The same with Fantastic Four. They're like, why can't you make it modernized? Why does it have to be in a linear way? And that was what James Gunn did, especially with Guardians of the Galaxy. You know, he's always been so good. Have you ever guys seen his movie Slither?
I remember it, but
it's like a horror movie.
I don't remember
Obviously,
seeing it, but I remember
it's got Nathan Fillion in it, and Michael Rooker. That's when they first worked together. They didn't work together on Guardians of the Galaxy. They worked on Slither. And it's got what's her face from 40-Year-Old Virgin and all those movies that she's now like the hit actress. She's producing all this. Anyway, from Zack and Mira Make a Porn, whatever her name is.
Elizabeth
Banks.
Yeah, there you go. Banks,
so
yeah. I like her. I really do like her in a lot of things.
It's a stupid little horror movie. And yet it's such a good horror movie that you're like, how the hell did I end up liking this movie? Because it's Gunn's writing. The same music style that he's used in Guardians of the Galaxy, in Superman. Different music, different formats, mixed differently, yes. But all of that you can see in Slither. It was the beginning. It's almost the same as if you ever seen Peter Jackson's Frighteners, you can see.
I love Frighteners.
I love that movie. And everything that's
I think you were the one who introduced me to.
I love that movie. It's one of the, and Joseph, that's a great Halloween movie. Oh, it's a great movie to watch.
That's Michael J. Fox.
Yeah, Michael J. Fox. God bless him. He was excellent in this movie.
Yeah, that's probably. I was saying, I think I remember watching it at your house when I was younger. That's probably, like, I'm not big on horror, but it's not super like horror as most things. But I want to say that's probably one of my favorite movies. I think I have it on DVD at home.
Oh, this one, yeah, I watched this.
I love watching it every year for Halloween. That's one of the Halloween movies that I watch because it's such a good movie to watch. And
yeah, I want to say that's
in that film, just like
movies in that genre.
Slither, you can see.
I like most of Michael J. Fox what he does. I mean, especially he's always just been. I had the kids watch Back to the Future, so we went through all those. I mean, I'm trying to get them to watch all the classic stuff. So
I hope they never remake that movie. They should just reboot it and make a whole different version. But I hope they don't remake it or do a sequel to it. Or they should no. Leave Back to the Future alone. Actually, don't ever do anything with it.
I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind, like, if you can get somebody who could, because I mean, I know we're going off super topic. I love the I think the newer Ghostbusters were. I think they lived up.
That was so much fun. Even though I like the girls, but it was
I did not like the girls. I could not.
I like the girls as they are. The talent is good. But the director literally
the
said,
actresses are fantastic.
Yeah.
They were all fantastic, but the movie,
it was terrible. I mean,
it was so
Christopher Hemsworth was the dumbest blonde on the face of the earth.
He was the only good part about it.
The dance sequence was terrible.
I feel, I was like this.
But the kids felt like Stranger Things, right? Like that new movie that they did. It felt
yeah. It did feel like that. It did feel like it could be like a Stranger Things.
Speaking of Stranger Things, gentlemen, since we're getting into that statement, we're not talking. No. As we've said, we're not going to go off topic, but I'm saying, speaking of Stranger Things, the fact that Joseph Quinn was recognized by Hollywood because of that last season of Stranger Things, he's been working ever since.
That's the
he plays an excellent Johnny Storm in the Fantastic Four. That kid, when I first saw that season and I saw him come on that
Human Torch. Oh,
when I saw him play the goth rock kid in Stranger Things, I said, this guy is amazing. And every
oh yeah.
episode up
Yeah.
until his death,
Everybody loved
every
him, and then
episode,
when they saw what he
and
actually
he's
looked
been
like, they were
working
like,
ever since.
"This is not the
He's
same
not
guy."
stopped working since. And finally, they got a good Johnny Storm who's not so arrogant or condescending, but also a little intelligent. Because no offense to Chris Evans, but his Johnny Storm was just a skirt chasing dummy.
Yeah, this one was the actual sciences.
Right.
Yeah, except for Pedro Pascal should not have been Frank Reed Richards. I'm sorry.
That was I 100% agree. That
Yeah, no,
I just haven't seen
I
it
agree
yet,
on that
but
as well.
I agree. I'm just looking
Yeah.
at him like,
Should have been John Krasinski.
Exactly. Exactly.
well,
It should have been
I agree.
like literally like they gave what everybody wanted by doing that in Doctor Strange, but like that's not what everybody wanted. They wanted
More.
well, who's to say
More.
that?
what they did was like, oh we'll do it, but we're just gonna give you like a little tease.
Yeah,
Now we're gonna have a Pedro versus John Krasinski fight off probably in the next Infinity or the next
Well, they
Avengers.
could. You never know because I mean they're still making announcements of all the new actors that have been written into the script and all. I'm like, come on, some new
this is
actors
gonna
and
be like a
characters are coming back. It's like
15-part movie.
Jesus Christ.
They
Is
cannot
this going to be a
possibly.
4-hour, 2-part film?
This cannot possibly
Watch the first 4 hours and then
be
6
able
months
to,
later, the
like,
next 4 hours.
I think that's their problem now. They're just so
Doomsday Part 1 and Part 2, and then Secret Wars
then,
Part 1 and
yeah,
Part 2.
then 15 years we're still at part number 25.
they're trying to put too many in one movie, and then you got to watch 25 other movies before that to see this one.
They're trying to harken back to their Infinity Saga. It's like, okay, you did it
Don't
before.
go
Yeah, you got a
backwards.
bunch of people on screen.
But the things they can't, or it'll never live up to the same height.
Yeah. I mean, that's why they had to get the what is it, the brothers, what is it, the what is their
The
name?
Ruffalo brothers.
Yeah, the Russo brothers, because they did it. They were able to incorporate all these people, but how as many people as they add, they're just gonna be a side person. Like when we get the our original X-Men, it feel like it's just gonna be like a pass by and that's it. I don't feel like we're gonna get much. I can't see them possibly throwing that much content because it's like, yeah, we have all these people, but what are we getting out of it? Are they giving us them doing action, or is it just them in the background and look, there's there's a Storm and there's Cyclops, or is it gonna be like we getting like moments with them? Like, are we gonna get moments? That's what Infinity Wars did, that you got moments with these people. You had Scarlet Witch and Vision. You had their even if it wasn't long, it's like you had their little thing where it's like they ran off together. They had their little moments. You had something to connect to it. With all these people, can we get these moments that is like, oh, okay, I feel like I'm following them along with their story. The whole just little things with Black Widow dying, even with something like that, is like, is it going to be impactful if somebody dies, or should it be man?
Yep. No, you're right. Think about how difficult that was for that movie. For how many characters they have in that. For each small amount of minutes that each person had to have great lines for those roles.
Yeah.
I mean, that was so hard. I think it was such a quickly paced movie too. You don't even realize like how minimal each person is on screen. But it works.
How important those moments are, like you said, like Manny said, and you're pointing out right now, which is, I mean, it definitely didn't exist when Zack Snyder was trying to write Superman v Batman at all.
And somebody was one of good friends of mine, he was saying to watch the director's cut, which I have it, the Snyder cut of Batman versus Superman. He said it does change the dynamic of the movie.
No, it doesn't. Not one bit. I have it. I own it.
I haven't tried watching
I'll let you watch it on Fandango. It doesn't change anything. It doesn't change a damn thing. It only shows what I've been mentioning ever since, that Snyder wanted to make Superman a murderer because he wanted to tell just one story of a vast amount of stories in the DC comics. And the one story he wanted to tell is the antimatter equation. Dumbass. Animated series of the Justice League waited 3 seasons to tell it. And they're on season 5 right now. Why are you going to do it in the first 2 films if you're getting a chance? Take your time.
Are they still doing
Yeah,
it?
Give us a story with Wonder
that
Woman.
should have been built up to be like an Infinity War thing, like, you know.
He wanted to do it all. Okay, I gotta rush. No, you
He's like
don't.
that time frame. He said,
Right.
this check is still wet. I gotta.
And again, let's all remember one thing. No, his daughter had committed suicide. Yes, he had a
Yeah.
death to deal with. That's obviously something that maybe made him feel like he had to just get it done the way he felt he needed to get it done. Maybe that affected him. And I would have accepted that. I am sorry that he had that death to deal with in his family. But then afterwards, he gave us that stupid Netflix sci-fi 2-part crap that was nothing more than a cheap B film ripoff of Star Wars. Exactly.
Yeah, part 1 and 2.
And then the director's cut was even worse because I watched all of them because I respect sci-fi films, even if they're terrible, except for the Battlestar Galactica
I
series. But we're not going to talk about that.
And I didn't
But
get very
Yeah, I
far.
couldn't finish.
He wants to destroy everything, and he thinks going big is how you get the story going. I've said it before here, and I'll say it again. He's an excellent director, excellent cinematographer, terrible goddamn storyteller. He should not be allowed to write a script, and his wife should step aside and say, honey, get writers. We suck. That's the bottom line.
I think
Because it's true.
what I liked about Superman is it's in such contrast to Zack Snyder. Like, Zack Snyder didn't feel prepared as far as setting up these pieces to, like you're saying, that kind of Infinity War. In this one, I mean, in this Superman movie alone, you have so many second-tier characters that are so integral to this story, one, into the standalone movie, but
Jimmy
you're now
Olsen.
getting a glimpse into what they can be in their own films and further.
Mm-hmm.
And
He explored Jimmy Olsen. He made us look at different Miss Tess. He made us laugh more at Miss Tessbacher. He brought back yeah. And then let's get something straight. The film starts off wonderfully without us, watching an origin story. Here's the origin story. 300 years ago, 30 years ago.
I love that.
Boom.
I love that. So yeah, the
Superman
beginning
lost.
of the movie,
That's
you
it.
get that little
And then trying to play with him when his bones are cracked. It's like he's practically dying. And Crypto is like, "Come on, play with me. Come on, play." I'm like, "Oh God, that pain." You can hear the pain in him, and you're like, "Hey, okay, wait a second. This is what's going on with this movie?" And then the film, Alan Tudyk's character as the robot comes, and then you see that he's being hunted as well as he's trying to get help. The parents, I had no idea that was Bradley Cooper in that first scene.
Yeah.
Yep.
The
I
girl,
couldn't even tell.
from Westworld. She's from
Oh yeah, Zarafin. She's amazing.
that's his Kryptonian parents were Bradley Cooper and
Amira Sarafin or something like that. I had her name.
She's recognizable, but I feel like there's not a lot of major things that she's done. This is probably
she was in, I think, the first season of that model search show by that girl, Naomi Campbell or whatever, whoever had that model show. She was on the first season of that model search, and she won. Yeah, Tyra Banks. She won that first season. That's where she first got recognized, and then she transcended or transitioned into acting. And if you really want to see her in a good film, gentlemen, Manny, Andrew, Joseph, are any children around?
No, they're upstairs.
With your women, if you have not seen The Last American Orgy, starring Jason Sudeikis, you need to watch it.
Oh, goodness.
Before you get all goodness, first off, it's Jason Sudeikis. It's a comedy. It's a sex comedy, but it's not a sex comedy. It's not like every 30 minutes somebody's freaking out. But it is a hilarious comedy to watch with your woman. It's an adult comedy. You'll see that girl in it, Sarafin. Jason
Sudeikis. Which one is that? He's
Ted Lasso. Ted Lasso. You know about Ted Lasso? Joseph introduced me to Ted Lasso.
He was in. Have you seen Horrible Bosses?
Yeah.
He's the one who his boss is the fat guy who takes over the dad.
The sex addict.
His dad died and took over the business.
He's the sex addict.
He's
the
like
typical guy is Jason Bateman.
And
the dentist guy.
Okay.
Yeah, the sex addict. The one who messed everybody else's life up because he never does anything that his friends ask him to do.
Okay, I remember now.
Oh my God, there it is. Yeah, Ted Lasso.
She's trying to press
that film. I think it's available. Hold on, let me ask you. Hold on, a question. Alexa, search for The Last American Orgy.
Oh, I don't think it's gonna like. I don't like those results.
It's gonna be like no.
Okay, just so you guys know, what popped up was sisters, Walking Dead, Fanatic, for some reason, South Park, Forensic Files, and Dexter and Weeds.
Oh man,
Alexa,
Weeds. I used to love
search for
Weeds.
the last great American orgy.
I cannot find that movie when I search for it. Are you sure it's not a doodle?
Sounds
Alexa,
familiar.
search for Jason Sudeikis.
Are you sure it's not? It's just not a dirty movie out here.
First off, Andrew,
Are you talking about
just
a
so
good
you
old
are
fashioned
aware,
orgy?
young man,
That's what
there
I
is
think.
an orgy movie that's one of those movies, yes.
Edgar, is
And
it
it's
called a good
a
old
good
fashioned
old-fashioned orgy? Yes, that's
There
the
you
one.
go.
And it's on Netflix.
You were confusing that with the Great American Orgy you watched earlier.
That was a different movie that was not supposed to be shared online.
That wasn't that category that Andrew was talking about from the 70s. I want to ask one thing about the Superman movie in all your opinion, all three of you. Of this particular Superman movie, the one thing we haven't asked is, what did you think of David Corrin Sweat's performance of Superman? Andrew, I'm going to ask you first.
I didn't watch the movie, so can't tell you.
Based on the trailer.
But from the trailers you've seen and things you've seen,
I mean, I like this Superman. You know, it's a less serious. Like from what I've seen, is kind of less serious. You know, like back to
Definitely, yeah.
roots. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
Like he feel like he's more like a Clark Kent. You know what I'm saying? And like not like trying to be some tough guy. Like
Mm-hmm. Okay.
because like Henry Superman was cool. You know what I'm saying? But like it was just a different tone.
Different
Henry
time.
Cavill. I'm saying his Superman was cool, but like it was a different
Right.
tone. But like
Gotcha. Okay.
but this Superman, it goes. I think it takes it more back to the roots. You know what I'm
Gotcha.
saying? And it shows like he is like Clark Kent as well, not just Superman.
Yeah, I feel like that was one of the biggest lacks with the Man of Steel series is that you didn't get the Clark Kent, the like Edgar said earlier, the human side of him. He was just battling with his inner demons and dealing with his emotions. It was a very I guess I want to say at the times type movie because everybody's going through their emotions. He definitely was going through his emotions through that movie, trying to avoid things, trying to live up to this god that everyone made him out to be. So I feel like if they would have done a second movie for Man of Steel, which I feel like they should have, instead of jumping straight into all the other stuff.
Agree with
Just
you.
straight to
I feel like it was
Justice League.
Yep.
Yeah, it was too. I feel like that was premature. That was the most premature move to go from Man of Steel. That is like it got. I feel like it got pretty good accolades. I feel like most people thought it was good, but I feel like we should have had the story from Man of Steel. He's going through everything, going through his emotions and pain and anger and all that. And then the second movie should have been like, okay,
dealing with what he did.
Let's get grounded. And we got Batman versus Superman. And then
instead.
So we didn't. We
got Martha.
I feel like he did. I feel like it.
I will say this: I've been reading comics for a long time. I didn't know that both their mother's name was Martha.
Yeah,
oh really?
That's like crazy though.
That was like I didn't realize that.
Like why would the writers do that? Like were they just like not paying attention, or
I just I just kept calling her Ma Kent.
Oh yeah.
For 52 years, that's how I knew her as Ma Kent. Ma and Pa Kent. You never knew Jonathan
think about
Kent.
it, like I feel like I've heard her name Martha Kent before.
Well, yeah, because I watched Smallville,
recently,
so I knew that. I only knew that because of Smallville. I loved the Smallville.
Even
series,
then, I forgot. I was like, wait, is Smallville? Did I not pay attention to this? And I didn't because I had a crush on what's her face?
Kristen Kreut.
No, Ned O'Toole.
Oh, Ned O'Toole, yeah, Ned O'Toole. I mean, it's funny that she was in the original as Lana Lang.
Yeah.
Was it the second? I think it was the second one when he.
No, part 3.
Part 3. Okay, yeah, but she plays Lana Lang.
That's when he returned home.
So I thought that was, I know we're Superman. We're talking about the movie, but for me, especially going back to Smallville, there's so many different things that they did so well on that TV show. Like just the connection.
That was good. Yeah.
And the connection.
It was more of a human show for him, dealing with human issues while having
towards the end,
as he kept realizing his little powers. Every episode kept him growing more and more into becoming Superman.
Yeah, I
didn't like how the show ended, but I loved how his journey was very well done. Yeah. So Joseph, what did you think of Corrin Sweat's performance?
I thought it was great. Yeah, I think, coming from Henry Cavill, I think he brought more emotion to it, and I thought it was nice having not an established actor, at least not a household name, getting somebody new on screen. If especially for me, like when he comes home to Kansas, like I said, it seemed like it felt very just down to earth. His character, that his performance that he provided, as far as like who he showed as Superman, felt like someone very small town. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
You know how for me the scene that made me feel like James Gunn, like this was the scene that I was like, okay, I'm gonna definitely like the rest of this movie from this point on. Was when he was talking to Lois and the Justice Society was battling that interdimensional being outside.
Oh yeah.
And he's just, he's just having this conversation, this back and forth tete-a-tete with her, which is a couple having professional argument.
Right.
And then she asks, aren't you gonna go? And like she keeps looking out the window, like, and she says, aren't you gonna go? And he says, oh no, that's just a interdimensional being. That's not they arrogant with I need to be the one to do it.
Right.
I need to be the one to save everyone and everything. No. In this movie, Gunn presented a Superman that knows that he is not the only metahuman. He is the most powerful, but that was what that big opening sequence was, of telling us what would have been 3 hours worth of an opening movie scene and condensing it into less than a paragraph and letting us know all we needed to know up until then. Metahumans already exist. They're all over the world. They are not new. This isn't Zack Snyder, Superman being the first. But it allowed us to see that, like you both are saying and everybody's saying, he's human. He wants to be human. He wants to be the one thing that like I said, I've never bought Superman comic books all my life. I've never read all the Superman issues all my life. I read what I wanted to and what was important. But I always read everything I could to learn about his character, the development, why, they felt, the need that they did to create the character they did. And then over time, as writers took over, how they evolved him. And the one thing that I realized is that Superman, or sorry, let me say it correctly, Kal-El does not want to be Superman. He wants to be Clark Kent. But being a Kryptonian with the powers he has no choice but to be Superman. It's his duty, not his responsibility, because of what he has. And it showed that when the argument that Lois did when she had the interview with him, why do you think you have the right to go into a sovereign nation and do it? His response wasn't anger when he said the words that he said. His response was the fear of what this man was capable of doing if Superman didn't step in. Is he supposed to just let this happen to this many people just because it's a sovereign country? What right do I have not to do something if I have these powers? And that was like those scenes made me realize that Gunn is not going to give you an arrogant, powerful, I'm just trying to fit in Superman. He's giving you
the real softy Superman.
Thank you.
It was
Thank you. I mean, I'm sorry, because it's at the end of the movie and I don't want to ruin it for Andrew, but remember what he said to Lex Luthor. That's the most human thing to say.
Right.
And that's when Luthor hated him, because Luthor felt that he was the most intelligent man in the world. And the one thing, if you saw in the movie, he hated everyone that loved Superman. Why do they depend on him? Why they don't depend on me? Who the fuck does that sound like right now? The arrogance of someone who has so much intelligence, like Luthor, to hate someone who he sees only has strength. In his mind, intelligence should always be strength. That's not what Superman is. That's not what he ever was. Gunn presented that. He gave us that. He was able to let us see, as Andrew points out, his childlike human side. Because that's what he is. He's a kid from Kansas who was raised by a very good family, who loves humanity, who feels it's his duty to protect when he needs to. But he doesn't feel that he has to dictate to anyone. He didn't do that in this movie. In the first one, in Man of Steel, And Batman versus Superman and v Superman, excuse me. Zack Snyder was very, very specific to show that Superman felt it was his responsibility to help the world see how to do right.
Yeah.
Henry Cavill was a good Superman. He was written terribly.
He played
Coleman
an
said,
alien Superman.
yeah,
Not like you're saying. This was human Superman, like someone who is already, expressed or has delved into who he is as a human boy from Kansas. Whereas that was the alien seeing the responsibility, like you said, like as Kyle, just more so. That's who I think Zack Snyder was going for. Was he is feeling alienated from everyone because he feels like he's an alien. But this was more so showing Superman as a root, as an alien, can still be here as an American too, right? Like that's kind of part of it too. Is as an American here, you are everyone that's an alien is welcomed here and can still be, I think that's kind of what he was showing too.
no,
I
he
don't know.
was. He was showing it in his own way. I mean, what's the most human thing to do than get pissed off at someone hurting your dog?
Mm-hmm.
Man, I was like, ooh, someone had done that to Taino. They about to get fucked up. I'm sorry. I'll go to jail for my
He was
dog.
like, he kept claiming, he's like, it's not my dog, but it's my dog.
Yeah,
He's like, it's
the
not my
dog.
dog.
It's not my
But it
dog.
was
It's
the
my dog.
fact that it was life. And he was trying
And
to protect that.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a dog, and that's how Luther. The response of Luther, but it's just
You
a
brought
dog.
the dog.
Yeah, that's exactly how he said it. The way that Andrew said it. Remember that he's like, wait, where's the dog? Like, and the way that Luther responded is like, you're concerned about this little tiny thing. Luther didn't see the importance of every life.
Yeah.
And that's why I like the way that this Luther was presented. He wasn't just presented as, I got daddy issues. I hate the world because daddy said I couldn't do anything with the world. Now I run the world and I want the world to know it. That
And
was
that
the
shows,
way.
that shows the upbringing. I mean, that shows the
Yeah.
importance of the upbringing, that humanity, his parent, while I wasn't the hugest fan of how the parents were portrayed, but it shows that they taught him kindness, or despite knowing who he is and who he could be, they showed him that, you are here, we're raising you as our son, to teach you the way you're supposed to be as a person, as a human being, regardless of whether you're from here or not.
Exactly.
And that, I think that's the biggest downside to Luther, was that you can see it in his upbringing, that he's looking at Superman, this supposed god, and he's acting like everybody else while he's the entitled, and he's like, no one's coming to me the way they're coming to him. So it's like that jealousy. So it's like, it definitely shows the upbringing of where he's totally different.
Hell, I would have loved to have gone to the Kent farm to have some fried chicken, because that house looked welcoming. That house
was
looked very
that taco
welcoming.
stand
Because I mean, I was like, but like Manny said, I didn't like the way that they were portrayed. But maybe Gunn didn't. Okay, in his mind, he's presenting the parents of life for the first time in all the half dozen movies that have been made or TV shows that have been made, and the only one that was actually close to being to the comic book was the Smallville, and then in the end they changed that too. But
Yeah.
maybe he didn't want to overload the audience that say we're going to focus on all this familial relationship. No, we're going to give them, like Andrew said, Manny said, moments. We're going to give them a moment. And we're going to hope that that moment is good enough that the audience goes, I like Mom Pa Kent. I thought it was. It could have been better. It could have been a different actor, yes. But as I've always said before, sometimes a little bit is all you need. Too much.
And I didn't think necessarily the actors was the issue. I just thought
you're right. It wasn't.
the way they wrote them, just to kind of give you an idea, Andrew. It was just kind of like,
Yeah.
it was almost
Millions
like
of people are going to watch you. So
they were simple, so to speak, and it felt like it. It just felt like they were
homegrown
simple. Like, wow, that's
Americans.
not necessarily bad, but it almost made them seem like a stereotype.
But that's the thing.
To me, it was
what
like,
were the Kents but nothing but farmers? They were corn farmers.
yeah,
And that's what that's not a fancy life, but it is a hard. It's a life of hard work And I'm sorry, not hard work. I'm going to take that back. It's a life of honest work. And that's I think that was one of the things that,
I think the
I
thing
kind of
that
felt
got
that with
me,
his. Yeah.
what got me with the parents was so there's a scene, Andrew, when they bring Superman to pretty much rest, and he's practically at the brink of death, and they're talking, and the dad looks back at Lois, is my boy gonna be okay? And it just, to me, that just felt like, why did they add that? I just felt like it was almost like,
Yeah.
made the character seem so dumb.
Cheesy.
Everything else that they did, that scene, just that part, I was like, what? I was like, that was such a weird. I was like, my son gonna be okay. I was like, what is happening?
That's true.
It should have been like, my son's gonna be okay.
Yeah, he was asking Lois. He like turned at Lois, like, is he gonna be all right? And it just was like just that scene that threw me off. Like, he redeemed it afterwards. There's a sit down with Clark, and he's just having a nice, simple conversation, like a dad would to his son that he hasn't seen. Is like just having a casual conversation, and then he gives him his dadly advice. But so that scene redeemed it. But that, just when they hit us with that, I was like, oh man, that was pretty bad. And I feel like, I don't know if it was the writing for it or just the delivery. It just felt weird. And that was just weird for me. But I mean, overall, they were okay. They weren't a bad. It was funny. It was, you get a scene where they're talking on the phone, and they're at a speaker, and it's just like older people. Well, they talk, and they have their phone on speaker and screaming halfway across the world. I'm like, what? What are you saying? So
Yeah.
that, there was some things that were charming to them, because that's what they are. The characters were meant to be, I feel, more charming than anything. And they were that. They were charming. Like, yeah, like Edgar says, like you could see yourself going over to their house, them welcoming you, and showering you with love. But yeah,
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken.
Fried chicken and corn. That's what they were showering you with.
That scene, just that one line, I was like, really? That was what they chose. So, but
now,
let's go ahead.
I want to ask, are we?
Maybe it was improv.
Maybe, because
maybe
sometimes
sometimes
they're just like, it's like, F it. We'll
I
keep
just
it.
found out.
they're
And I
like,
didn't know
good.
this.
I like that.
Did any of you know that? Have you guys all watched Blade Runner? The original
No.
Blade Runner?
I saw it, but I don't remember it.
Huh, Joseph?
Only
No.
2049.
It turns out the end scene with Rutger Hauer speech that I've known for years, one of the most beautiful speeches in cinematic film. He wrote himself and improv. And in a lot of films, it turned, that happens. Maybe in this one, it was the same thing. He was like, Gunn was like, it's just the silliest thing you need to break tension. It's not necessary, but yeah, let it be as silly as possible.
Yeah, because I feel like Gunn probably does stuff like that. It's like, what do you feel in this scene? He probably gave him only so much, and he's like, give me something else. Give me something else. That could have been like, hey, give me a extra little additive, and that was the first thing that came to him. I didn't like it, but man, that's just personal opinion. I was like, ugh.
I still wish Crypto was a golden retriever instead of a white. Whatever.
Have you ever seen the show? Crypto.
He's always been white, though.
I know, but he should have been a retriever.
Well, yeah. So with that, go ahead, Joe. While I prep.
No, I just remember the Crypto in the show was white, and so he reminded me very much of the one from the show. So I'll take it.
Okay. I mean, I liked him.
Yeah.
Type of dog you definitely need to have around the house for.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to afford that.
Luna would be hiding under the bed from him, like, I don't want to get with this motherfucker.
Yeah, I already have Crypto the super dog. She's a Frenchie in my house.
She's just super fragilistic. Okay, so Mike, are we going towards the FF?
The what?
Fantastic Four.
That'll be the next
really, Manny? FF.
It's really the F.
Well, I was gonna get I was gonna say, before we get into any other topics, I do want to just kind of talk about the future of DC, since we're in here.
I'm ready for you. I got this one. I had this waiting.
Kind of move on from Superman. With what we were talking about with Crypto. So with Crypto being in the movie, it is revealed that he is Supergirl's dog,
Right.
being part of the next movie that's coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Millie, what is her name? Millie something.
Millie Alcock.
Alcock, yeah. British actress known for Game of Thrones.
Yes.
What is it? What's the spinoff? I already forgot. My memory is terrible.
House of Dragons.
House of Dragons, yeah. Being Rhaena Targaryen, she did a fantastic job. I thought playing Rhaena, being the young version of Rhaena Targaryen, she did awesome. So I'm
wonderful,
curious.
a dramatic, great scene inside the whorehouse. But go on.
So I'm really curious how she's gonna take this, being a totally different take on the Supergirl. I know it's based off of the Woman of Tomorrow.
Yep.
Which apparently it's
same. I watched that movie too.
I was like, from my understanding, it's gonna be similar to the comic book. That's the vein, where she is more of an, I guess, alcoholic up to a point, dealing with the things, the memories because she remembers Krypton because she was already a teen before she left and being frozen in time, I guess. What was it, Edgar? You remember? You know more than me.
It was she got lost in the wormhole that was supposed to bring her to Earth at the same time as.
Yes, right. Because she was, because the base of the story, she was sent the same time as Kal-El
to help raise and protect him.
They pretty much went off and split, and she's pretty much stayed the same age, but as far as her body was, but she is pretty much older than Kal-El.
That's cool.
So mentally, she's older. Physically, she's younger.
Well, actually, technically, she's not. Mentally or physically.
Because remember, her mind was frozen in time too.
She slept.
Oh, okay.
She's still a teenager when she arrives on Earth. At this point, she's 15 years younger, or 10 years younger than Superman. So he's already adult. He's already been. So she's basically like a 17-year-old girl who was expecting to come to Earth to help raise her cousin, and now it turns out her cousin is an adult man who's, the god of the world, and she's
I'm excited to see that
stranger.
Story,
well, it should be good, especially because I like the fact that, like Manny says, the whole pointed out at the end of the movie was, she goes to other planets with red suns because she wants to get drunk.
Right.
I mean,
she's got some conflict there emotionally.
Exactly. Now, I look forward to, of the list of James Gunn's upcoming films, Clayface and Swamp Thing, which he said is going to be more of a horror-liking movies. I love that.
Yeah, I'm down for that.
Because if you guys have not seen the Swamp Thing TV show before the DCU network was bought out, that show was really good.
Yeah,
that show was really good.
I
wish they had done a second season.
I saw things about it, but I wasn't sure because I remember Swamp Thing. I remember the original Swamp Thing.
Yeah, that was just a cheesy thing, but this show was really good.
Everything between like the 80s and mid 90s was cheesy. I mean, they had the original Captain America TV show. They had Hulk TV show. All that you look back and it's like, man,
Spider-Man TV show.
Yeah, that was
Shazam.
very. I didn't see Shazam. I remember
I did.
I remember, but yeah, so a lot of cheesy things.
But with this one
from that time,
I look forward to the fact that Clayface and Swamp Thing are going to be probably done correctly.
So yeah, so with that, let's go through some of the what's coming up. So Supergirl coming up 2026. Millie Alcock slated for 2026 as well, meant to be the third movie is Clayface. Clayface is going to be the next movie after that. So that's gonna,
and apparently he's gonna do it like a body dysphoria type of film.
Dysmorphia kind of thing. Yeah, because I heard it's gonna be meant to be more of a horror-ish type movie. Which, I mean, that's kind of how Clayface is. He does kind of have that body dysmorphia kind of thing. I'm basing this mainly off of the animated series because that was where most of my Batman knowledge originates. Is he was obsessed with his looks, being an actor.
Yeah,
Clayface was always an actor, and he was obsessed with his looks. and he got that cream that had some chemical in it that caused him to melt and morph into a clay man that gave him the ability to transform into anybody he wanted.
Well, that's not true. That's not exactly the story. They did convert both of them from the comic book and the story, but he was an actor who he wanted to be able to act at different characters, and he found the chemical, the clay that allowed his face to look like different actors, so he could portray other type of actors. He wasn't trying to steal people's identity; he just wanted more work. But unfortunately, like any drug, like this is what it is. If you look at the metaphoric part of it, like any drug, when you become addicted to it, it'll change your body physiologically. In Clayface's case, there was a whole body thing. In the animated series, I think that they threw him into what made it because either he owed somebody money or something like that. But they're all going to do is similar. But it is going to be like that. What was the film that won Academy Award last year or about body dysphoria? Demi Moore's film,
The Substance.
Yeah, it's going to be like that. Because it turns out that's a horror movie and I've never seen it, but everybody who's seen it says
that's a fun movie. It's like it's horror, but it's funny. It's got
that's
a
what
lot.
I heard. Yeah. So from what I've been told, that Clayface is going to be similar to that, and that's why it was because of the Substance that James Gunn realized it's better to do Clayface because people's obsessions with how they look has never changed.
Yeah,
and I think that's a good way to do it.
That's one of the things that definitely is.
Yeah.
When it comes to Hollywood, is definitely
and
the thing that
society in general,
looked, whether it be being slim and now it being thick, and then
or staying younger.
So, but one of the things definitely curious is that Matt Reeves is one of the producers on it, along with James Gunn, and Matt Reeves being the guy who's doing the current Batman with what's his name, Robert Patterson. So, but it's not slated to be it's still, I mean, it is slated to be part of this current DC universe. So that's the curious thing, is that Matt Reeves is doing his separate, what they're calling the Elseworld stories of Batman with Robert Patterson, the Penguin series. So those are considered not canon to the current DCU, but they're looking at Clayface as being part of it. So that's interesting to me.
Well, you can always connect them. That's the good thing about what he's doing. I mean, he did it with Peacemaker season 1 when he connected it with the movies, and then when he refixed it after he reshot the ending sequence for the premiere of season 2.
Yeah.
I mean, when he reshot it and then re-edited the end of season 1. You can always connect it because of the fact that this is the best way to do or build up to Infinite Crisis. Because before you even do the antimatter equation storyline, they have to find a way to figure out who will portray and when they will introduce Darkseid and the New Gods. Because in none of this that he's announced, of all his films that he's got upcoming in this whole DCU, has he decided to announce the New Gods. And if you want to get Darkseid correctly, you have to introduce the New Gods.
Yeah, because part of the Supergirl is actually considered chapter 1 of the Gods and Monsters.
Well, Gods and Monsters is just a title taken from a Superman comic. It's not. It's
Superman wouldn't be the first chapter, though.
Well, he took it from different stories, and that's why it looks the way it did. Like, for instance, The Brave and the Bold, that's another golden era Superman story. And part of that story was in James Gunn's Superman. But not all of it. God and Monsters, same way. But you just have to see the movies to understand what parts he took to add into this film, because it's very little, but it's enough for you to know that this is not Zack Snyder's Superman anymore. This is the new Superman, better story, real story, and that's how we're going to tell it. Golden era age. And as I said, Andrew's asleep on the internet.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like they should have kept I feel like, I mean, I know it's not part of his world, but I still feel like the Robert Pattinson should still be part. 'Cause I mean, it's Gotham has always been its own entity. I mean, each city is kind of its own. It's not like you know, Marvel, that it's like everything's happening in New York at the same time somehow.
Or
And the
Wakanda.
X-Men
Yeah,
and
you got
Spider-Man and
Gotham, you
Fantastic Four
got
and Doctor Strange are all in the same exact city. Yeah, Gotham is its own thing. It's like
you got Central City, you
Star
got
City. Yeah.
you go to Metropolis and it's bright and sunny all the time. You go to Gotham, it's nasty and gross and gritty, and it's like it's literally like entering its own world. So yeah, you go to all the places. So it's like I feel
You're
like
right about that.
the Matt Reeves would still work because it's
Yes.
still its own thing.
Yes, it will. And you know why? Because what the hell is the name of it? There is there is a book, a comic book, obviously, again, in which at some point, and they made it into an animated movie. At some point, Owlman discovers our
yeah.
universe.
That's isn't that from Is it from the Watchers, the Watchmen?
No, that's from the oh my god.
Is not Owlman from Watchmen?
no, it's Crisis on. Well,
No.
there is an Owlman and Watchmen,
What's it?
but he's talking about like Crisis on Infinite Earths.
No.
Not the Authority, the
Oh
Injustice.
no, you mean the Secret Cult,
No,
the Corps of Owls or something like
no.
that.
Oh no, that's in the
Is it
that's
from
in the
Crisis?
that's in the
Crisis
in
on
regular
Two?
Batman movies
Crisis
or
on
storylines.
Two?
That's it. No,
Thomas
it's the.
Wayne?
I'll tell you. Okay, no, not that one. Not that one. You gotta go this one. Batman versus Robin, Bad Blood, Dark Justice, Death of Superman, Batman Ninja, Batman Year One, Batman.
Not Crisis on Two Earths?
No. Oh, I may have the wrong movie. It's a Justice League movie that they did.
Yeah, great.
Okay, hold on. There it is. Wait, hold on. No, yeah, Manny, you're right. Yeah, Manny's right. Yeah, that's right. Manny's right. Okay, so Crisis on Two Earths. So they discover our universe, and they realize, the Syndicate. That's it. The Syndicate. They're one of those groups. So
Yeah,
basically everybody.
Basically, they run the world.
Right.
It's the
And they find our Earth and realize that, or decide that the Justice League on our Earth is a little weak.
it's the
They're
boys
punks.
version.
So they basically just come over and start taking everybody's Justice League.
Yeah,
So
I think I remember.
to Manny's point,
Sorry.
they can use that storyline or any of those storylines to show two Batmen, a good one or bad one, or two good ones or whatever. Because if these movies ever get really good, one day, if God wills it, DC animated films will make Batman Metal, and the world will finally meet the Batman who laughs. My personal favorite and most scariest Batman ever.
I've seen the Batman Who Laughs. Yes, I have seen that.
You don't want to be stuck in an elevator with him. I can tell you that right now. But there's many ways that James Gunn could do it with the elsewhere storylines to bring them together at some point.
I mean, I wouldn't even mind seeing that as a regular. Like, that'd be interesting. That'd be definitely a decent, probably like.
Did you guys watch the Infinite Crisis Part 1 and Part 2 animated movies?
I've been meaning to. I just haven't had a chance yet.
Woo! If you decide to watch them, don't watch them all at the same time, because you will get lost immediately. I'm telling you, watch them all one at a time and pay very close attention, because there's so many different versions of Batman and Superman and, different timelines of all of them. You're like, who the hell was I watching from the first film to begin with? By the time I got to the end of this thing, I was like, oh my God, if this was ever done as a live movie, the entire critics would be screaming as I couldn't figure this stuff out, but it was good. But yeah, Crisis, the Infinite Crisis, that was because the one on Arrowverse was okay. It was aight.
I mean, they brought back a lot of classic. I still haven't gotten to the point, but I know they brought back a lot of like classic.
But I also hated the fact that Arrowverse stole half his storyline from the Batman. But whatever, it is what it is. The point is that the way that Gunn has built his universe, this new DC, it's not we're taking each little step going in this direction. He's like, all right, so
Yeah,
who's
let's
gonna,
go.
we're gonna, and then we're gonna go over here, and then we'll come back over here to come back over here. Then we're gonna give you something from over here.
Which
I
is
mean,
good
look at the
'cause you
list
get
of movies he's got.
'cause you
Marvel
get
would
a
never do these movies.
you can get a little bit of everything. You're just not
He's giving you
focusing
all
on
secondary characters.
Yeah,
Clayface.
you're not
He's got
focusing
a
on the
Bane and Deathstroke movie coming out.
Oh, I
He's
didn't know
doing
about that one.
Yeah, he's got
Ooh.
a Bane and Deathstroke movie that he wants to do. Bane and Clayface he wants to do. He wants to do another TV series of what was the other one that's
We got the Lanterns coming,
yes, that's there, but
which is Hal
where,
Jordan and
hold on,
Jon
I just had
Stewart investigative detective
here he goes.
movie.
Teen Titans dynamic duo, which is someone is finally gonna introduce Bruce Wayne's son,
Yeah, Damian Wayne.
Damian. He's finally gonna be
Yeah, there's a
introduced.
Brave and the Bold movie still in the
Waller,
works.
he's doing a film on her. Booster Gold, who apparently I forget which actor is the one. There's an actor who's trying to get the role. I forget who he is, but he wants to get the goal.
The Brave and the Bold movie is
Constantine?
meant to be part of the Batman Damian Wayne's
Exactly. Yeah,
movie.
that's going to be part of that universe.
You
So
have the Wonder
the
Woman.
good thing is we'll never get a linear group of films that connect to the previous film, except for right now, Superman and Supergirl. Let's just say that. But with everything else that the projects are coming out, Batman 2, like Manny pointed out, is not going to connect to Superman or Supergirl, but it's probably going to connect to the Brave and the Bold. Maybe Clayface will be connected to Brave and the Bold, whereas Swamp Thing could be connected to something else, because he still has to build the Dark Justice League, the Justice League that battles supernatural forces. That'll be great because Supernatural can't be the only TV show that one day went on for 15 years and about to get rebooted again, and the same guys are going to come back on as one of the best. Yeah, they're going to bring Jason Eccles and what's his face are going to come back, either for a movie or something, for like a group of made-for-TV films or something. But everybody keeps demanding Supernatural come back. Marvel tried it with Fox tried it with New Mutants, and they bombed.
I tried to watch New Mutants once.
And now what is Marvel doing? They're doing it in the animated version with the Marvel Zombies that's coming out next week on DC.
Oh yeah.
And then they are trying desperately because they want to figure out to start trying to get the Midnight Suns storyline on film. So they're trying to figure out to start with Ghost Rider because they knew that Fox messed up Morbius and Blade. Those are the two that they want. Blade is already on hold.
Morbius, Craven.
Sony. I don't know what they do.
Yeah, so
they just
right now
trying to keep the movies. They just wanted to keep the license.
they just want that contract to stay in.
Yeah, didn't care.
And guess what's then Disney will do what? Eventually Disney will say, damn it, then we'll just buy a studio. They did it to Fox.
I'm excited for a Teen Titan movies if that comes to fruition.
I think it's gonna. Well, let me see, because I know some of these are gonna be shows.
So some of the rumored, like I said, the Amanda Waller, Booster Gold, Mr. Miracle is going to be an adult animated series.
Okay, so Teen Titans is gonna be a movie.
Which is going to be kind of a little more like a small little kids type of animated series. You have Starfire animated show.
It's already out. I saw it was
That's going to
good.
be part of Elseworld. The Starfire?
Yeah, it's already out. Wait, Starfire?
What do you mean?
Starfire, yeah.
Like from
no, not that Starfire. The other one. The other girl was out. That one was out.
You have Jimmy Olsen spinoff where it says a possibility of introducing Gorilla Grodd. You have Mr. Terrific.
I'm excited.
Spinoff.
I'm excited. DC has been tainted with let's keep doing what Marvel's doing. And finally, Safran, that's his name, Peter Safran, and James Gunn came in and said, screw this. Marvel built their archetype, and now they built it so good that their movies are now, as far as ticket sales. Why does DC have to do the same thing? No. Go that direction. Go this direction. Go in any direction you want to, as long as the story is good, the movie is good, and the actors believe in who they're portraying.
Yeah, and I mean, DC could have done it if the writing was just, I don't know what was going on.
It was Zack Snyder. He can't write.
I blame Zack.
Man, Flash. Flash.
Yeah, they need to
Come
just flash
on.
that away from everybody's minds because that one was.
Bottom
But,
line, Grant Gustin is everybody's Flash. Everybody knows that.
So I'm they're I mean they're still saying that they might keep the same guy. What's his name? The crazy
No.
actor?
What's crazy is
They
how
better not.
since this guy did during the whole lead up to the film. Anybody else, that film would have just been shelved. They would have just canceled the whole movie.
Yeah, they would have.
He's out
I was
as
like,
Flash.
what kind of blackmail has this guy got?
Did you know that James Gunn met with Gustin?
Wait, who's
Gustin
that?
and James Gunn have Gunn and Gus. You can't say them together. Gustin and James Gunn have been
So that's
having
the
secret, private
Arrowverse
conversations.
Flash.
And well, no, I call it the Flash verse because he came out better than Arrowverse. His show
No,
was
yeah,
much better than
but
Arrow.
Arrow
But
started. I mean,
Arrow
if anything, it should be like Smallville verse because Smallville kind of started the whole.
I think
no, you're right about that.
It
You're right.
started
That is true.
the formula.
but
It
Arrow
is true.
is definitely better than Flash first. Sorry.
No, I'm sorry, Papa. Okay, Flash is the one was much better. Okay, let's get that straight.
Arrow
The show was better. Characters more believable. Oliver Queen was just a diva.
I
But
felt
no,
like definitely later on in the series he was.
Gustin and him have been having private conversations. Nothing has been said officially, and as we all saw right now, as Manny saw and Joseph saw in the list, the Flash is not in there, and that's a good thing. Because if he does do Gustin, maybe he could do him. Now Gustin's going to be a little bit more older, get a little bit bigger, and he could do Gustin either in Elseworlds or in his universe. Either way, Gustin, everyone who's ever watched that show or Arrowverse that was a fan of that version of Flash wants him in the DCU. And James Gunn is listening. He's not deciding what he's going to do yet because there's too much on his plate, and that makes sense. Let Flash settle, like Joseph said. That movie was so bad and so marred that you're going to need at least, a colonoscopy to forget that film. It's got to be taken out of your body and removed by a machine.
You gotta be violated and traumatized.
Okay, hold on now. Nobody got to be violated. Traumatized. You know that they give you a sedative when they stick the camera up your butt to suck it out?
I don't know that.
Yes, they do. Wait, Andrew, you know you're at your age to have a colonoscopy, right?
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are. You and Manny. Manny especially. Have you had yours?
No.
Manny, both of you guys get them done. Now, the earlier the better. It's not
I'm
a big deal.
32.
It's not a big deal. It's easy. And all you got to do is once every 5 to 10 years.
I will say all I did was go to sleep and I woke up and it was done. I farted a lot.
Why did you do this so early?
What do you mean do it so early?
I was having like stomach pains, so I did colonoscopy check.
It doesn't matter. Once you're after 25 years old, you should start doing it because of all the stuff we eat from the time we're born that our parents feed us.
I will say it cleared out my stomach. Like I felt better after that. So.
I mean, after I had mine, I went straight to the Cuban stop and got Cuban sandwich and a couple potato balls. But I'm saying I was clean then.
He was ready for the after effects.
Yeah. But I honestly get the colonoscopies checked up. It's better to be safe. We have issues in our family. You know this. It's better now than ever.
Going on my bum.
Huh?
That's what every man said until he met that right woman. And sometimes she was a doctor, not just his girlfriend or wife that he knew of. Sometimes it was a male doctor. It was just a female nurse that walked him in.
I had a female doctor.
There's an easy way to fit all these characters in because there's no line. There's different ways that he's going. And that's what James Gunn's DCU will offer us. As long as the actors believe in what they're doing, as long as the story is good, everything else won't matter because we know it's Gunn. And we've seen him at his smallest amount budget of film. And that's Slither. And it was a great film to watch. Great movie to watch. And we all saw what Peter Jackson did. And he started with Frighteners. If you give someone the right tools to work with the right people, they're going to do it. We all, when we had before the podcast, our first podcast, Manny was throwing out, are we sure of this? Are we hoping it's going to, he was very concerned. I said the same thing to Manny, but I also said, this is James Gunn. We need to wait. I did not expect this film to be good. I did not expect to like this film. And the one thing I didn't expect was for some of the dialogue to actually make me like the characters. Lois Lane, Lex Luthor, Mr. Terrific, The list goes on.
Which let's read real quick going back to Lois Lane before we continue.
Oh yeah, Lois Lane was portrayed by Rachel Brush.
She was in Maisel,
Yeah.
Magnificent Maisel. If anybody's ever watched it, it's on
A hit TV show on Prime.
Yeah, Amazon Prime. Really good. Like, she did an amazing job, and when they
She's an
announced
Emmy
her
winner,
as
right?
Negan, I think so, yeah. When they
Yeah.
announced her, I was like, "Oh man, okay, that's I can see that choice." So, but I felt like she didn't bring it as I feel like if she would have been a little bit more of the fast talk like she was in Maisel, I would have enjoyed Lois a little bit. And not that I disliked her at all. I enjoyed Lois, but I felt like it would have been more of that Lois dynamic. Cause I think of like the Margot, because she, like I said, I harken back to connecting this to the old because it does to me still feel like it could be a continuation or connection to the original, like Christopher Reeves series. Because Margot Kidder was that. Margot Kidder did have that fast pace. She was kind of all over the place and,
She was like a
wanted the
reporter.
investigation
Yeah.
and doing it. And so she kind of hit that without the chaoticness of the Margot Kidder version of Lois Lane. But I wish she would have hit it more a little bit like that, her Maisel, where it was when she had moments, like especially when there's a scene where they're going back and forth about different things and connecting. If I wish she would have hit a little bit more of that fast talk, then I would have been like, oh yeah, that's cool. That was awesome how she did that. But I mean, overall, I still liked her. I liked her a lot, but I wish she would have just bought more of that little bit of more fire.
Do you know that what I found
No,
also?
not Joe.
Yeah, yeah,
You
right.
got to make it, Andrew.
You know what I found surprising was, did anyone ask themselves who all these little characters were in the press box office that was being introduced and then ended up in that ship?
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I knew
They were all in the comic
Kitty.
books.
What is it,
All of these
Kitty? I
characters were
remember her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I remember
And the
hearing
other
that name
reporter with
several
the
times. The other people
mustache
I don't.
that looked like he was
Yeah.
a priest that would have pedophile children. They were all comic book characters. Most of them were also in several of the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Yeah, I mean, James Gunn uses a lot of people over. Like he's like Adam Sandler as a producer. He just
But
brings
not just
everybody.
that. Not just that.
Cameos.
I
Yeah.
think he knows that if he doesn't give actors an opportunity to have range, there's no point in them even trying. And I mean, Nathan Fillion, and he was a Southern cop in Slither who was lovelorn for a woman who was married. All of a sudden, he's in space playing a security guard with the dumbest bubble-like outfit. And then he's Guy Gardner, who's an arrogant but yet heroic a-hole. That's range of character. And Michael Rooker, same way in Slither, an old man who was lush. He becomes Yondu, a thief, a bargainer, a hustler, and a father and a hero. You got who else that he portrayed that he used in this movie?
He was just recently. He's in the newest Peacemaker. It took me a minute.
Exactly. He's in the newest piece, and he's in a Peacemaker right now too, which I realized yesterday. And that character is a stupid character, but I see why the character works. The show is a stupid show, but so is the comic book. So is the comic character, and that's what James Gunn is giving us. He's giving us these characters that you might not read. I didn't read Peacemaker. I thought it was a dumb. Who the hell is this idiot? But when you say, okay, let's take this idiot and write him well, you're gonna probably enjoy watching it. And
yeah,
John
I mean,
Cena,
yeah, with that, when you're getting those moments, like go back to Creature. If anybody watched the Creature Commanders,
I did from beginning to end.
Really good.
And it connected to Suicide Squad, which was like, okay, that was weird. That was a wonderful thing that he found a way to connect it to Suicide Squad.
Yeah. It was really good. It was. I thought just putting it together, you got that the B and C characters. I guess more so C and D characters, and you got some story out of it. It wasn't just like, oh, just some show. Like you got all that backstory, and it was really good. It was well written. If you haven't watched Creature Commanders,
yeah, it's actually really good.
It's written really well.
It's enjoyable to watch. It connects all the movies in their own way with the characters. It's really good. But it's James Gunn, so I'm gonna watch it and then find out whether or not I like it or not after.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely solidifying his his foot in the comic world when it comes to like making these productions, whether it's TV show or movie. Now, you know, he showed us what he could do with Guardians, and then he's really taken off with these series. And because I mean, if you haven't watched Peacemaker, yeah, I would definitely recommend it. You will watch the opening sequence to the first
No
season
kids. I am not lying to
every
you, Joseph or Andrew.
single time. Yeah,
Do
it is. It
not
is
have the
awesome.
kids
I'm gonna
around.
start it tonight.
This is
I'm trying to
not
start
a
it
show you want them to see with you at all.
Yeah.
Because
It
those
is.
first 2
It is.
episodes,
Yeah,
you're
I
like,
mean, it's super adult, but
yeah, it's
that opening
violence
sequence
and
will
there's a
get
lot of
in your brain.
sexual things. There's drug use blatantly. Do not let the kids near this thing. But it is
Yeah.
a fun show to watch.
Do you want to know
I'm
my
gonna say-
favorite James Gunn adaptation of an animated movie? Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah.
Wait,
At least the first movie.
he did the first movie, right?
He did the
Yeah,
first.
he did the first Scooby Doo with
Mystery
Freddie
Island, or was it?
Prinze Jr.
Yeah, Mystery Island. Yep.
He did that one. I didn't know. Oh, wait a second. Wow, I paid $9 to go see that in a theater.
And
When
then
I
we
first
talk
came
about
to-
how he incorporates music. I mean, he did it on the nail with that one. He did it all. I mean, I think that was the start for him. If he was able to do that, once I saw that, I knew we're in good hands here at DC.
Yeah, he did. And he only did the first movie. No, he did the first and second movie. Second movie was.
I didn't even know. Now you're gonna make me look it up because
was off.
James Gunn, Wikipedia. Now I'm gonna look it up because the fact that he did that. Oh wait,
But I mean, you know, this is not his first time doing Superman. You know, he did the Brightburn. If you guys have seen Brightburn, which is the
His Superman was evil.
yeah, that.
Oh God,
as a kid, it wasn't Superman, but it was Superman. You know, you knew it was.
He had Wonder Woman and Aquaman in there in their own world.
Were they? I didn't notice that.
At the end.
Oh, okay.
In the closing credits, when they start showing the newspaper clippings, it says that there's
maybe I did notice. I forgot.
A humanoid aqua creature, a fish man attacking people on boats, and that this warrior or something woman is killing people somewhere in Europe or something like that.
And I think they're saying it's rumored that they are working on production on a second film for that one.
Nope. He never wanted to touch it again.
I mean, if it's
he
owned
knew
by the studio, somebody's gonna do it.
But one of his statements was that he never wanted to touch it again because he didn't want it to be something that, to him, it wasn't a superhero origin story. It was a story about family, adoption, and how you can't change someone's internal personality if something is broken in them. And this boy wasn't broken. He just became arrogant and prideful. And that's what Gum wanted to show. They wanted to do that third. That's why they had those little newspaper clippings at the end, because they wanted to either film about, I think the next movie was supposed to be about this killer woman or the aquafish, the man, whatever. But he wanted to do
way
that.
to get into
the
DC without actually making DC.
But yep, Manny's right. He did. Oh no, wait, hold on. Oh no, that's not it. Wow, his music career has actually been really good, guys. I'll tell you that much right now. James Gunn loves music, man. That man.
I mean, like I said, when you watch the
Scooby Doo was first.
The Peacemaker
he did both movies.
Opening,
yeah,
the Peacemaker openings.
To answer Manny's question, so Manny, to answer your question, he did both Scooby Doos, but he did Dawn of the Dead between those two. That was a good movie.
He did Dawn of the Dead. I didn't know he did that one.
Yeah, he did the remake of Dawn of the Dead. And then he did Slither.
Yeah, the one in the mall.
Yeah. And your mother and father and auntie, Andrew, your mother, all made me watch that movie. And I had nightmares and hated going into hallways for 10 years, especially when I was alone. Oh, I hated that. Your mothers, for some reason, loved horror movies. And I'm not sure if it was Joseph, your dad, who made them watch it, but I couldn't stand it. But yeah, James Gunn, Dawn of the Dead was comedic.
Afterwards, she was very, once Andrew was born, she was very particular what movies they watched.
Yeah, she was like, I ain't gonna let her watch any of that dangerous stuff. But yeah, no.
I forgot. Just to get more into the familiar thing. I forgot what movie we went to see. that Joe, your
We
mom,
forgot
we
something.
went and I forgot it was something that happened. Something happens in the movie, and she just looked. What's the rating of this movie? And Joe, your mom is like, why are you worried about it? Why are you making such a big deal? I forgot what movie it was.
Like let's say like some booze or something came on.
Hey,
I'm like
I can't remember.
super
I don't remember
stressed
what
to
it
try and
was,
cook
but I
life.
just remember her reaction was just like it was real. People was like, "What's the rating of this movie?" It might have been like someone was topless or something like that. It was like quick. It happened quick, but
Yeah.
I don't think it was like an adult movie. I think it was just something that popped up. I really forgot what movie it was. What were you saying, Edgar? What we forgot? Something?
did any of us look up the fact that he's also going to do Coyote versus Acme?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't.
Oh, is
I
James
didn't
Gunn-
know that either. He's doing
He's
something called
gone.
Coyote versus Acme. It's a
that one? That one's
Oh,
about.
no.
That movie's already done.
Yeah, but it was shelved.
They
It's getting released.
Yeah, they're releasing it.
Yeah, apparently initially shelved in November 23
When
to
they did
obtain it.
the,
Oh, the merger. That
Yeah.
asshole. Oh, when he did that to do a
David
write-off.
Zaslav, when he bought Warner Brothers, he had shelved movies to get a tax credit.
Yeah.
This and then also Batgirl. But Batgirl is still not coming out. And unfortunately, I've heard good things about it. Like they said it
Yeah.
was good. But
They have finished it, right?
Yeah, they did. They
This-
just said
this
the
one-
final
this one-
editing was needed. That's it.
all done.
Yeah, they just needed to add the music. That's it. The music and the sound.
That's crazy.
So it
Just
turns
threw
out it's
away
going to
a
be
whole
released
movie.
August 28, 2026.
Yeah, some company called Catch Up Entertainment has purchased it from WB.
Yeah. Nobody wanted to buy that bat.
So Wile E. Coyote is suing the Acme Corporation.
Finally,
That's going to be interesting. That should be a good movie.
one thing I did,
And then Clayface is coming out afterwards. Okay.
and then you see there's a possible Constantine 2 might be coming out.
Oh, no,
Is that-
they are, but it's not coming out until Keanu Reeves feels that the
Keanu?
script is right enough. Because he doesn't want a cheesy script. He doesn't want it rushed. And neither does James Gunn, because they've talked about this. And Keanu is more than willing to come back as long as the script is right. Which is why I think, because Swamp Thing and Constantine know each other.
Hmm.
So
Well, isn't Constantine in a lot of different?
supernatural comic books.
Yeah,
like
he's in a
DC.
lot of different. He jumps
Lucifer,
into a lot of different worlds.
Sandman. He's been in.
Also, the Sandman show on Netflix is great, by the way.
Yes, but but James Gunn is definitely not going to include that. But no, he's done. Constantine, Justice League Dark, Apocalypse War. That's why Constantine knows Swamp Thing, because they're all supernatural beings. And so hopefully we could.
I feel like Constantine is almost like a low budget. Not that he is. I'm just saying, just a character as a.
Oh, you're
character.
100% right though. He's a drunk. He's an alcoholic demon hunter.
Doctor Strange. He's like the resident. I know everything.
Well, no.
Arcane and
Actually, that's Dr. Fate.
I know, but I'm just saying, as far as like Constantine as a character, he's like he has all this knowledge and knows how to all this occult stuff and but he's like, yeah, he's a drunk and he's just like, yeah, whatever. I can do. I know how to deal with all that stuff. But I know Dr. Fate is because he's the original version of Doctor Strange.
So this, I mean, from what it looks like, we got a lot of good movies to look forward to and TV shows and animated
movies. That far off. They're not even that. It's not like, oh man, it's in the next in 15 years you're gonna get Superman 2. It's like they're pretty.
Oh no,
close.
man, that's coming out in 27.
Man of Tomorrow, 2027.
Wow.
That's gonna be a team
Brainiac finally gets introduced properly. Thank God.
And then from my understanding, the comic book had Lobo in it, so we
No, he's gonna be in Supergirl.
yeah, he is gonna be, but I'm saying he's gonna be is a team
Jason Momoa.
Yeah,
he's not in. He's not in the comic book, but maybe they'll put him in the movie.
When I looked it up, it said he's one of the people. He pops up in the I think it was like the animated.
Whoever played Lobo in the animated movie TV shows were good, because he was such a dickhead.
Jason Momoa is starting to play him well.
I hope so.
He's
been asking for that for years.
I mean, they gave him Aquaman and he did a terrible job.
I didn't think he was bad as Aquaman. I think his script was bad, and I think what's her name was really bad. The girl.
Ooh, Amber Heard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amber Heard was not bad at it. She was just dealing with shit.
She was terrible.
The ex-love of her life beat her
The
up.
first movie she wasn't dealing with much.
Johnny Depp.
The first movie she wasn't dealing with anything, and she was bad.
That's because they gave her a really bad. I mean, that hair color was terrible. I felt like they blue screened that whole hair. I was like, "Ooh, you guys paid how much money to turn her hair red, and this looks fake as hell." Come on,
it was probably just a wig.
I was blonde for 2 years, and I still look good. It's terrible. These guys couldn't get that girl right.
She's just not.
Yeah, that was terrible color.
But yeah.
Wow, blonde hair.
I was, and I was good, dude.
Slim Shady over here.
All the girls hit on me because they thought I was gay until they realized I wasn't. I looked good. I was the only boy in the Bronx hanging out with your uncle and your dad, and I didn't get jumped once. And that was before frosted tips came along, which ruined the hair for everybody.
Did you have frosted tips?
Never. I would never do frosted tips. That's a dumb shit.
Never.
Don't tip. Don't color your tip. You either color the whole thing or nothing but the tip. Get out of here.
Timberlake frosted.
Oh yeah, Justin Timberlake used to have the frosted tips. The Try Me a River days.
Everybody had frosted tips back in the days.
All right, so real quick, B. So that I guess it's getting ready to close out soon, but we talked about it off air. But as far as Peacemaker being now fully incorporated, jumping in, he plays a character, and he plays himself in the movie. In the series, there's a pocket universe. I know we can't talk about it too much because Andrew and Joe haven't watched it yet. They can't add too much to it, but there is a pocket universe in the Peacemaker series that kind of ties a little bit into Superman, and along with now adding different characters for I think with Peacemaker being such a
dumb ass show, but it's fun to watch. It's so fun to watch. It is very fun to watch.
You just kind of just can't help you. It's a good time on the show.
You can't help but I'm telling you, but do not have the kids around. I'm telling you. So if you want some wine, episode 2, Andrew and Joseph, maybe you get the second baby with that episode 2. A little wine. It's a good episode. It's a good episode. Well, you don't want no other babies, Andrew?
No, thank you.
So, get your little Justice Gang.
So adding that Peacemaker, Peacemaker is definitely not a character that I thought was going to be bigger than what it was.
I agree. You're absolutely 100% right. But he was, first off, I give credit to John Cena for playing him so well.
Yeah, he does him very well.
Yeah, he does him very well. But I give credit for James Gunn, whose writing in the Suicide Squad led to John Cena being seen. Because what was it? The Amy Schumer movie. Everybody's like, okay, he did a pretty good job in that. Freelance, yeah, okay, he did a pretty good job in that. And the films prior to that, but then all of a sudden, Peacemaker was like, he's a dick. He's such a terrible person. And Cena played him enough where you hated him, but you felt sorry for him. And the show gives you the opportunity to see the redemption and feeling sympathy for him. And that's what I like about it.
Definitely done some pretty good things. Have you guys, a good movie if you guys haven't seen it already, Ricky Stenicki on Amazon.
Oh my God, Ricky Stenicki.
I want to see
Ricky Stenicki was really
it's
good
on Prime Video, yeah.
Prime.
Okay.
And there's another one he did.
He did a movie with Jackie Chan too.
What was the other one he just recently did?
With John Cena?
Yeah.
Patient Friends.
Part 1 and 2.
I haven't seen that one. I haven't.
Oh my God, that's great.
Did I see that? Maybe I did see that. I can't remember.
That was really
with Lil Rel.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Vacation Friends Part 1 and 2 is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think when I fell, I knocked my ball back down.
Jackpot with Aquafina.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. He did a great job. He brought the movie together because take what you want from Aquafina. She was definitely
played
overused.
him. You're right, Manny, because he played him like he played him like the type of guy like, yo man, I want to go and get a drink with you later.
Yeah.
I want to have nachos with you and sit around and talk shit. Like, you're right about that, Manny. He did play him that well.
All right, so the last little bit before we start closing, I just wanted to add the Peacemaker stuff because it's kind of the more recent as far as DCU type things going on. Nothing. Oh, Andrew fell.
Andrew, are you okay? Are you okay?
But real quick, so the Elseworld stuff coming that is slated to come is you got Batman Part 2, part of Matt Reeves. All these I believe are part of Matt Reeves. You got Batman 3, so they are planning on it being in a trilogy.
Okay.
The Penguin series was good. I'm not sure if they're planning on a second season. I'm not
Who
sure.
else
Penguin
has
was
seen
good.
Penguin?
Penguin was good. Andrew, have you
Who
seen Penguin?
I haven't.
No,
man?
that was really
Joseph, have
good.
you?
It's
That was really good.
All right,
yeah,
so
it
I'm gonna
definitely
watch it.
gives a
Okay.
lot of that crime drama.
Yeah.
It was put together so
I
well,
liked
and then
Gotham. I watched
yeah,
Gotham from beginning to end. So
yeah, I loved Gotham too. That was a
This
really
felt
good
like you
series.
said, it felt like just more like a crime drama, like and like the
Yeah,
origin story of the Penguin, like
yeah,
how he
because you got a lot of
became
the
the whole.
background, and
Yeah.
yeah, it
almost
was
like
it was definitely outside of the
watching The Sopranos, but for comic books.
Yeah.
yeah, it
Okay,
felt
good.
like that. It definitely felt
Because I
like
mean,
that.
if you're gonna compare any type of crime drama show,
All in
it's gotta be after The Sopranos.
It
Because
was definitely
yeah,
nowhere near the absurd Tim Burton version of the
right.
Penguin.
I loved
hey,
him eating the
don't
fish.
No,
sell
yeah,
Danny
I still
DeVito
loved
short.
it.
I love
I
Danny
still loved
DeVito's
it.
Penguin. Yeah, he was
Yeah,
great.
I still loved it, but
It
it's not
wasn't
grounded.
Penguin. I will say the
It was
guy who played
unhinged.
Penguin on Gotham, he did an
Oh
amazing
yeah,
job.
he did. He
Yeah.
did
God
do a
bless
great
him.
job.
He did an
He did
amazing
do an
job.
amazing job. It's like you couldn't stand him, but you couldn't help but like him as a
Hmm.
character at the same time.
Right.
And you
And then
saw
you
true
get to
evolution of him from beginning
yeah,
to
that's what I
end.
was gonna say. I was literally about to say that. Is that you saw the character being built up. They didn't just throw him to the side. But another series, it looks like that they're rumored to try and make is gonna be Arkham Asylum, which is gonna be like a horror type series. But like I said, this
Like a
is
TV
that one
show
there
based
is
on Arkham? Oh,
yeah, that one's meant to be more of a I guess like a horror psychological thriller type thing.
I'm down for that.
But as part of that outside Elseworld type. So let's see. So the last little
Snap.
thing.
Oh no, I just realized that the guy from Gotham who played the Riddler, he's been in a lot of stuff. And he's always played almost like a bad guy. Wow.
The guy who played
Okay.
Joker in that show was Ian from Shameless.
Yeah.
Well,
That was a
they never really
weird
said I was Joker.
yeah, because they didn't have the
Yeah.
rights to say it.
They didn't have
But
the rights? Is that what happened?
yeah, they didn't have the rights to call him Joker
Oh wow.
because wasn't it because at the same time as when they were producing the Joaquin Phoenix version of Joker.
That's what it was.
And
No,
so it was like a weird that's what from what I remember, it
no.
was like a weird they didn't
Joaquin
want to call
Phoenix was Gotham had already been canceled when Joaquin Phoenix Joker came out.
No, but I thought it was that
No, I think that the
they were
reason why they
getting ready
didn't
to
use
sell.
it is because they didn't know how to remember it. Every comic book story that's ever been said, Joker was made by Batman, so they couldn't figure out will anybody accept Bruce Wayne as a teenager or a young adult creating Joker with like this. So Jerome was just played as a psychopath. It had nothing to do with the Joaquin. I'm sorry, what's stupid director that screwed up? What's his face? Not Robert
Huh?
De Niro. Oh my God, I can't believe that.
Wait, who you talking about?
The guys who did Joker, the producers and director of Joker,
Oh.
Todd Phillips.
Top Phillips, and my God,
Talking about the movie, right?
right? But the producer was Martin Scorsese. No, right? Martin Scorsese.
Martin Scorsese?
He
Was
produced
it
it.
Martin Scorsese?
For Joker?
Joker, yeah.
It shows James Gunn being part of the second one.
No. The movie Joker,
Yeah.
the first one.
The first one was just Todd Phillips. That's it. That's what it shows.
Producers Bradley Cooper's in there, but no, not
No.
I think it was mostly just Todd Phillips. I think that did that all that. It was Todd. He wrote, directed, wrote it. It was all him.
And the second one was Todd Phillips, Emma Koskoff, and Joseph Garner.
Yeah.
which that second one,
That was that was so bad.
it was so
I
bad.
fell asleep in that.
It
Oh,
didn't
that
know.
what it was. Okay.
I feel like it
No,
didn't know what it wanted to do.
I was
Yeah.
mistaken because it turned out Joker. Apparently, this is what I was mistaken with. Phillips had said that he wrote Joker in a way that was similar to Taxi Driver and The King of Comedy, based on Martin Scorsese. I'm sorry. One of the reasons why, yeah, he said it himself that he wrote it to as if he was inspired by the Taxi Driver and King of Comedy. It's one of the reasons why, to me, Joker was terrible. And I will not watch part 2 after everybody's telling me it turned into a musical. I'm like, yeah,
don't
no,
watch
no,
that.
I
no,
think it
no.
wouldn't have been as bad even as a musical because it's his
Yeah.
psychosis, but it was just like they didn't know where they were going.
And when they did do the music, it was bad music. Like if you're gonna do a musical, go all out. Like make good music.
Yeah. Like they say,
And like
what's the saying in basketball?
go home, go hard or go home.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly. If you're gonna do it and lose, then you might as well go all the way. And it seemed like they were like, no, let's go a little halfway. We got
Yeah.
$35 million we could blow, or 75, whatever the cost of that stupid movie was.
I think I don't know. Like I didn't analyze the movie. I did watch like someone do a breakdown of it because I was trying to make sense of it and I couldn't. But it was like it felt like since the first movie, it was so artistic and they gave you this different way of showing you how this man can go from who he was as a nobody in his mind and will give you this deep
Right.
build up to this supposed supervillain or whatever. They took it even further and like we went artistic in the first one. They loved it. Guess what we're gonna do in the next one? We're gonna go even more. We're gonna just take this art to the moon.
Yeah.
It just went. It was
And it's
so
like
bad.
the first one had a message, right? It was like about mental health. The second one was just like, forget that. We don't even care.
It was like, can you keep your mental health as you
Yeah.
continue to do this movie?
So apparently, the film cost anywhere between 190 to 200 million. It only made 207.5 million. It is one, or yeah,
And
it
most of that
won
was for just paying for
worst
Gaga's
remake,
salary.
ripoff, or worst sequel, and worst screen combo for Phoenix and Saga. It was
Like
such a terrible film.
like most of that salary had to been for just Gaga alone.
Yeah,
Like that
right.
had to been like most of the salary.
Well, it's Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, he's an Academy Award winner.
No, yeah, him, but I mean, he was in the first one, so he was already slated to be. If they were going to put him at a second movie, he already had his salary. It's when it came to like, all right, who's we're going to put as Harley Quinn, which it would have worked.
Why does anybody keep doing this? Harley Quinn is not insane. She becomes a lovelorn obsessed. She's a genius.
Well, yeah, that's what it is. She's not insane.
Beyond genius. She just becomes a lovelorn obsessed, and eventually gets what's
the weird thing about her character in the second one is that she is not insane.
No, but I'm saying she's a doctor who
I
falls
like
for a sociopath. They never touch on that.
Yeah. I like that it at least sets up who the real Joker is, so that was cool. But that's the only part about it that I was like, okay, that's the ending. That kind of sets it up.
Great. I appreciate you letting me know that I can forward the movie and just watch the ending. Because they're never gonna get it right, guys.
Like unless they like really like are really.
They're never gonna get it right, and you know why? Because there are 3 different Jokers.
I feel like there's more than that.
No, there are 3 different Jokers. DC Comics made it. No, they made it canon about 2 years ago. They finally, the first Joker decided to come back and try to get back at the other 2 Jokers. It turned out Batman didn't create one, and that was the thing. I never read it because I was like, okay, I got too many Joker comic books to deal with this. Now we got 3 different Jokers. I'm not going down that rabbit hole because once I go, I'm never going to come back out. It took me a while after the death of A Killing Joke, because that comic book was terrible for me mentally and how I looked at comic books. Because if you've never read The Killing Joke, it'll change your view of everything. And it was so well done that once the whole introduction of the third Joker came in, I was like, nah, I'm not going back down that rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, I know what you're saying, but I feel like I like the Heath Ledger's line where he's like,
no, I don't mean that. No, I don't mean that. I don't mean the
his origin. Like we don't know. Yeah, no. I mean, but it's like his origin story. Like we don't like. There's no true origin story, and that's what a lot of people kind of keep as their own headcanon is like nobody knows how the actual Joker started. It's like, is there even one Joker? Like, can we? And so that's where I was gonna get back to with the Jerome version. Is like, yeah, he was. I remember reading it. It wasn't that they were trying to not.
Till next time, fellas.
All right, man. Love you.
Night, Familia.
Good night,
And
Familia.
throughout.
But the whole Jerome thing was they were saying that that the whole mindset was not to make him Joker. The two brothers were the inspiration of who
Right.
Joker would be later down the line. That's what it was. So they didn't want to call him Joker because he was supposed to be the inspiration. And when you look at the Joaquin version, it's like you can even think of it that way too, where it's like maybe this is not actually Joker. Maybe he's just setting up the inspiration because he caused this chaos on TV. He caused anarchy. Everybody's wearing a mask, and so it's like, could this be setting up? Like if I know they don't have the rights, but it's like that'd be a cool thing where if you had the Joker that they're planning on making as whenever they decide to do a Batman movie, like it takes inspiration from all these different universes.
Matt Reeves
The other one is this is just an oddball. I know we're on the Joker now, but this is just an oddball because I love Joker, I love Batman, I love Gotham too. Just all those, just all that world because of the the villains tend to be a little bit more grounded. But could it be that the reason why this is just this is speculation and conspiracy in the Gothamverse? Could it be that the Joker himself is a multiverse type character in his mind, and hence why he doesn't have an origin story? Is it that he is just all these different Jokers are just
I like that.
in his mind, and that's why he's never the same. That's why we get all these different versions of him. Because I know there's always been the theory of the different, I mean, you said the different Jokers in general, like there's 3 different ones, but they always had the golden age, the silver age, and then you have the more modern. But is it that or are they the same people and we're just seeing a different version of the same Joker over and over again? And he just doesn't know. He just really doesn't. I know Edgar, you haven't played the video game. Joe, I don't know if you had the Arkham series,
I watched you play it.
The Arkham series of video games, which was created, it was just kind of a new thing. They had Kevin Conroy, they had Mark Hamill. So it kind of gives you a more gritty take on the Batman, because you're having the animated versions of the cartoons, voicing, and a lot of them. A lot of the original actors from the animated series voiced the characters for the video game. And so for me, that really connects. And one of the things is like you get a serious conversation, you get a serious outtake of Joker's conversation with Harley when she's doing his analysis before she became Harley Quinn, when she was, Quinzel doing his analyst, and he's very serious. And he's like, I really don't remember who I am. And he's like, it's like a different, toned down Joker where you don't get the always laughing and always, which even though how Joker is like, this Joker, he always has a plan. There's never a time that Joker is 15 steps above, in ahead of somebody. And that's why I love him as a character, is that even though when you think he's lost, he always has an ace up his sleeve. So it's like, that's why it's like when you have his moments where he's in the asylum and he's just by himself, and it's like all these different things. It's like, could it be that he is a multiverse or connected in some capacity, all the Jokers? So that's just my little conspiracy.
You pointed it out. Remember, you pointed out that Matt Reeves is going to continue with his Batman stories. He introduced a possible version of Joker at the end speaking to Riddler in the cell in Arkham. Now that if that's Reeves' version, that leaves us to guess. All right, who is Gunn going to pick? And how is he going to, because introducing Joker into Christopher Nolan's trilogy and in dealing with him in the beginning of part 2, capturing him in the end of part 2, and never again dealing with him or seeing him even as we go through 3. Because In 3, Bane released everyone in Arkham. It was Christopher Nolan's choice not to recast the Joker, so Scarecrow was brought in. So Joker should have been one of those released that took over Gotham when Bane released all the prisoners in Arkham. But Nolan made a choice as a director to not replace Ledger, which was good. We didn't need it because the story still worked well.
Yeah.
But now that James Gunn has this opportunity to show us a version through Matt Reeves and his own particular version, we know the actor who Matt Reeves picked. We know who he is. We've seen his work. I liked him in Eternals. The movie wasn't that great, but I liked him. Whoever Gunn gets, it has to be someone who's capable. And I don't care what anyone says, but I do not think the guy from Breaking Bad is capable at all of playing Joker.
Oh, who's that? I didn't hear.
The young kid, the young guy, Cranston's assistant. Whatever the young kid was, whatever Cranston's assistant was, that young kid, that actor was there. People have said he's the one. I don't know who he is, but it was Cranston and him. They were the ones working together as selling the.
Yeah, I know you're
whatever.
talking about. Yeah.
I don't think
he is not. He's not. I don't think he will. It's gonna take time.
No one thought Ledger would have been that. Everyone doubted Ledger.
Yeah, Heath Ledger.
I never doubted Ledger at all. I don't even think Nolan. I don't think Nolan doubted him, which is why he let him do it.
But I feel like at the same time, I feel like most of the Jokers, with the exception,
it's because we were all sanitized by Jack Nicholson's ridiculous portrayal of Joker, which was exactly like Cesar Romero.
I
enjoyed Jack Nicholson.
I didn't say it wasn't enjoyable. I just said it made it hard for people to see Heath Ledger as a real Joker because
also the animated series is so impactful that people were kind of people were looking for that.
Those are the best Jokers, the animated ones.
Yeah, they were I feel like a lot of people were looking for that version,
right?
And Jack Nicholson was probably the closest we got, even though he was before that.
Right.
I feel like that was why people were looking for that, and then Heath Ledger came in, and he was a gritty Joker, and that's what threw people off.
Perfectly, he performed Joker perfectly, and
no,
to
yeah,
your point,
I'm not doubting that.
It was great that he didn't do an origin story.
And
that was fantastic.
That's why my preference for a next Joker is a mix of the two. Like I want that unhinged where he's serious and he's giving you he's like getting deep into his plan and just going, but then also he comes out of nowhere with just laughing his head off and just doing the crazy.
I feel like that's Michael what Manny was going for.
Michael Blaustein, he should do it.
Michael Blaustein,
he's a very talented comedian.
You know names. I don't know anybody's name.
And when it was announced that James Gunn was gonna, and Safran took over the DC productions, I kept thinking there was one character that James Gunn should introduce, and that's Plastic Man. He's the one guy that the Justice League, especially Superman, are afraid of. To your point, Plastic Man he's like Guy Gardner, Eddie Murphy, and George Carlin all rolled into one. Okay. With the ability to elongate his body in any place he wants to.
Yeah, he could.
But now that you're pointing out who could play Joker in those versions that you're saying and that Joseph is saying, I can picture Michael Blaustein playing it.
I just see this guy playing him. I've seen him.
Because watch some of his specials and you can see what I mean. He could either play Plastic Man or Joker, but he definitely should have a place in James Gunn's DC universe. Watch his specials, watch some of his little clips on YouTube. This guy is not only funny, but he has a way, like Joseph said, to switch over, and like Manny said, to be more than one type of emotional look on stage.
Yeah, because that's what I would rather prefer, because that's kind of how the animated series was, and that's why I said, I love Jack Nicholson's Joker.
Yeah,
just his look. He had the tough guy. It goes from a complete tough guy, but joking, and then Heath Ledger's version is the more unhinged, gritty. So it's like if you get like Jack Nicholson's Joker, yeah, he was real super goofy and all that, but he didn't feel unhinged. He just seemed like a guy who was over everything. It's like that was my chance.
The balance,
whatever I feel like. He didn't feel like he was insane.
Right.
Heath Ledger
So
definitely
you
hit
want
that.
that balance between the two.
Yeah, if
I agree. I can
someone
see
could
that now.
hit
Yes,
that,
and
if
I'm
someone
telling
could hit
you,
that where
yes, an
he's
actor
willing
needs
to
to
like
be
kill
right for that.
somebody just in an instant or blow up a city, without making you think twice about it.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think that they should find someone who has that, and that's what I'm saying. An actor that James Gunn picks has to be someone that he talks to for a while, and
Yeah,
someone who says, "I'm not gonna do this just because it's Joker. If we're gonna do this, we have to do it." And he's gonna probably bring up Jack Nicholson. He's gonna bring up Heath Ledger. He's gonna bring up the guy from Matt Reeves. He's gonna bring up even the animated series. He's gonna probably bring up Mark Hamill and
this is
say,
gonna be
how do I play
awful.
this character when all of these people played it? Because you got this with David Corrin Sweat. I want to give you the same thing with Joker. I don't want to
Yeah.
play the worst Joker ever.
Jared
The
Leto.
Suicide Squad.
Jared Leto. Yeah, that's the word.
I don't know what they were going for that.
Stab me. He played him like a ghetto ass mobster with
Yeah, he's the
gold
word.
teeth and chains. He had bling bling,
Nice.
bling, mother freaking bling.
I don't know who
In
they
a
were going
club?
for.
No, in a club, Joker would do a dance on a stage when he's dealing with a mobster, and then get the money. Even jokingly, he would never even try to sell Harlequin. He was the worst
He
and
was.
most terrible and forgettable Joker in existence.
Yeah,
And it's sorry to say when you talk about a good and brilliant actor as Jared Leto, and also a musician, but oh, Manny, you're absolutely right, and so are you, Joseph. You need that balance. But guys, I'm telling you, watch Michael Blaustein specials or some of his shorts on YouTube. You will see him either as Joker or as the way I see him, Plastic Man. He has a place in James Gunn's DCU if given a chance.
Now that we've seen, Timothy
yeah, that
Holt
was
playing Lex Luthor, and you saw, in the movie, they weren't willing they weren't afraid of shying away from him shooting that guy, showing the
Yeah.
true bruteness of
Oh,
his
yeah.
character. So I think they're gonna do that with the Joker too. They're gonna show that those twit he can explode a building no matter what. Is it?
You cut off.
Yeah,
Am I cutting
you're
out?
starting to lag.
You cut out, yeah.
No, I just I think we're gonna see a type of Joker that James Gunn is gonna portray. That I think is gonna be able to show that he will explode a building on a whim, but then also I think will show that he can be serious and also exhibit that silly side.
I'd rather he not introduce Joker in a movie if he does one as Joker, but as a terrorist, and we never know who Joker is until a point in the movie when you see him and you realize he was there in front of you the whole effing time.
Oh, now yours is
I mean, that's
lagging.
kind of how Joker plays. Then
Yeah.
I feel like
I don't even want to know Joker throughout the whole movie. I don't want to see him, but something's going on that pushes the storyline and keeps Batman going and fighting crime. And in the end, he discovers you were the Joker the whole effing time. And you get that switch
yeah,
from
because I feel like that's something he would do. I feel like as a Joker, he would be the type to be by his side, almost as if he's a victim, and then he's like, "Oh, I've been investigating this for a long time, and I got caught up in this, and this through the whole thing, he's just playing,
both
playing the
sides.
strings, but being that oh
A
man, you
hidden
saved my
puppet
life,
master
and
in
he'd be a
plain sight.
part of the mass crowd. It's like, thank you
Yep.
so much, and then he connects to him, and then it just gets. I wouldn't even say towards the end, or I would say the best thing would probably be to not even reveal it to Batman, reveal it just to the audience as something like
Yes, even
simple as
better.
he
That leads to
pulls out a
the next
card at the
episode.
end and like leaves it and walks away. And then
Yeah.
we don't get Joker for another like 2-3 movies or something like that.
Well, I mean, let's not go that far.
That'd be
2 or
cool.
3 movies. Let's
Well,
go
I'm
one
saying
movie.
like this. Let's move on. Like now that we
2 or
know,
3 movies is like 4 years, man. We ain't got all that time to wait.
well, you know what I'm saying.
By
Like
that
we
time,
don't
your kids are
need.
graduating high
We
school.
don't
Let's just
need
go
to
by 2
know who
movies,
Joker.
okay?
We don't need Batman fighting Joker. Let's
Okay, well, let's
go
keep it
to
a
the
2-year
next
time
thing.
period, okay?
Let's
4
let's
years,
go to the
Athena's
next
already
thing.
in college. I ain't got time to wait for that. But I agree
It's
with you.
like
I think that's the best. You're absolutely right. That's even
yeah,
a
now
better
that
way.
we've revealed him at the end, it's like, oh snap!
That'd
This
be
whole
cool.
because I feel like that's the biggest downside with a lot of movies is that you're
Because
getting the
audience
reveal too quick.
love the Joker.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
Even people who don't even read comic books know who the effing Joker is.
but you need to. But the thing is that I feel like is that they give things give away things too easily nowadays in a lot of movies. Whereas, like, okay, I can figure out that that guy is going to be the murderer or whatever, by watching the movie within 5 minutes. It's like, oh, okay, it's the best friend. I got it. So it's like I need to not know that this person is who I think they are.
Yeah.
Like, make me think that it's gonna be Two-Face down the line or whatever, and then come to find out that they set up somebody else, and they're actually, the who we didn't expect to be in this movie.
I
Riddler.
want M. Night Shyamalan to
And-
direct that movie.
Oh no. We want that movie to be good, not
Twist.
terrible. No,
I
we
mean,
don't
he
want
is the
that.
twist
no.
master. He is
Let him direct Clayface. That's okay. We can deal with that. But
of the
not.
twist.
But Matt Reeves, he did that in his film. When the whole time you never knew who Riddler was. You had no idea who he was.
Yeah.
And then you see who he is, and he's like, this is the guy who sits next to you at the bus. This is a man who probably is at a bank teller. This, the most inconspicuous person in the world that you would never imagine. And he did all these things, planned it, executed it, followed through on it, and then managed to induce others into following him. And yet you never saw who he was until he got caught. And he didn't believe it. Like when I realized who the actor was and who, I was like, huh, that's Joker? I would never have. I mean, wait. And then I kept thinking back, did he appear in the film at all? Were there any shots when they were doing crowd shots that he was there that I missed? And I realized, no, you never saw him at all as who he was until that diner scene. And that was a great way to reveal someone you didn't think would be someone like what he did or what Hush did as he transitioned into Riddler. Because the Batman is taken from Hush and Batman Year One.
Hmm.
And again, if you guys haven't seen those movies, Hush is a little long, but it's good. Batman Year One, not that long, but simple and good. But Joker should never be portrayed as easily or as upfront as he has been. Manny has a great point, and I do hope you send a tweet to James Gunn suggesting that. Because if we get a movie in which all this stuff happens, Batman goes through all his things, he finally captures who he thinks is the person that did it, only to find out, like in any movie trope, there's a bad guy, and then there's the super bad guy.
Yeah.
You never know who the super bad guy is until the very, very end.
And then
But
he gets
defeated.
with
But
being
in
the
Manny's
Joker.
point, it'd be better if we
I
see
can
him.
even see the
That's a great
Joker where
image
it's
too.
like
He puts a card down
he's-
and walks away, and the credits close, and you're like, "What the fuck? Hold up, Batman didn't capture him." And now, 2 movies later, boom, he returns. Not 4 movies, because I ain't got no 5 years for this. But your suggestion, you should honestly send it to, because that's the best way to give you Joker without giving you Joker, to build you up, to find the right actor, the right script to portray Joker.
I was trying to look up some actors, but what was I don't remember what I was saying, but yeah, I mean within like 2 films, yeah, because I would say because the best thing is to do is like to make people forget about it. It's like you bring in a new character, you do like a Poison Ivy. I'm just throwing names out there, Poison Ivy or
No, you're right. Why not?
Somebody else that doesn't get as much attention to kind of take your mind off of
That's being utilized by Joker.
Yeah, they reveal Joker, and then when you come back, it's like, oh yeah. And these trailers also need to do better on the trailer. But what will be your thought of this person, that the guy from Mr. Robot, right? What's his name? Rami Malek?
Oh yeah,
No.
you saying him as the Joker?
Yeah, what would you think about him being the
I
Joker?
could
'Cause
see
I
it.
haven't really.
It reminds me of like a Heath Ledger, where like he's such a good actor, he'd come up with a cool type of Joker that I wouldn't expect.
Because I'd be interested in a Joker that kind of has that similarity to his character, Mr. Robot, where he's having his moments where he's just talking. You know how, like, because I've only really seen so many episodes. I think I'm only seeing like the first two, but it's like the first episode I'm thinking about specifically is when he meets the guy in the restaurant, and he's just talking to him, and it's just very casual. And it's like, and you've done this and this and this, and it's just talking to him very smoothly, and then. I feel like as a start where Joker's like give me a little bit of a this is one of his many personalities where you're getting this version of Joker where he's like, going through that banter back and forth. And then it's like later down the movie is like he's at another victim and it's a totally different personality altogether. It's like the unhinged, like crazy. It's like, what are we getting? Who is this person? What are we getting out of this? Like, what is actually that? I feel like even doing it that way, where you're getting a different Joker every time, like similar to the Heath Ledger, you got a different story every time he met someone. How about if we get a Joker that is a different person every time? He's just portraying one of his many, realities. Like now is my headcanon, his realities, and that makes it even more difficult for Batman to catch him because
He doesn't know
the
which.
description of whoever this person that committed this crime is now doing something totally different for this crime. It's like, how do I catch this person?
I like that
So
idea.
that's just one of my opinion. Like I said, I love Joker, so I just have.
Boys, I think I
You
have.
know who I think would play it? Now that we're talking about that cast of X-Men Last Stand, I think this gentleman.
X-Men: The Last Stand has a
Yeah,
cast of more than
I don't need you to
60
talk to me.
actors.
Just,
Here are the
I think this gentleman would be the Ben Foster.
Oh, I know Ben Foster. Yeah,
I believe Ben Foster would embody what you're talking about. Remy is a very talented actor, amazing actor. But to do what you are describing, I believe Ben Foster can do it. Because if you've ever watched his career, he has done exactly that. Literally switched a button off in which the person that he's portraying at one moment is completely different than the one you were seeing a moment earlier. He has in facial expressions in many of his films where you can tell that he's going through many different emotions and he's easily seen doing it. And the way that you're describing a portrayal of Joker has to be so candid as well as reserved at the same time. I think Ben Foster has the ability to give you that. Where Remy, he's really good, but that kind of facial, emotional, the type of facial expressionisms that he has to do to portray Joker in the way you're describing him, Manny, I don't think he has. Maybe I'm wrong. He is an actor. That's his job. But I do see Ben Foster doing it because I've seen him do it in so many different movies. I've seen him play a sweetheart, a psycho, an a-hole, killer. He's capable. And I think if Joker, like I've pointed out previously, is written well enough, that might work.
So yeah, different things to look
Forward to.
forward. Because I'm definitely curious to see what James Gunn. I know he doesn't. It's not really in his forefront as far as Batman, because I love Batman. I could watch any of the reboots. I wish we would have gotten some kind of Affleck Batman other than the little bit. I mean, I would have liked to have seen him do a full, because I mean he wasn't the worst, but I mean at the same time, I mean his only portrayals were in two terrible movies.
All of which
and alone to see
all
it.
of
I would have
all of
liked to
which-
like see him at least get at least one movie or even like a mini series on HBO.
Yeah, but they were all taken from Batman Returns, and that's what that movie will never be able to be done for 20 years because of Zack Snyder. I mean, Batman's the death of Superman, you can't do for another at least 5-6 years because of Snyder. And it's interesting that the list of movies that we've pointed out that are upcoming from James Gunn, DC, Supergirl, Clayface, then Wonder Woman. So obviously, whoever gets picked as Wonder Woman has to make sure that movie is done right. But once he has that film out, he's going to have no choice but to do Batman, which is why he's got all those other projects beforehand. He's letting Matt Reeves get in Batman 2 first. He's not going to introduce his version until Matt Reeves solidifies what his storyline is going to be for his Elseworld universe version of Batman. Because Gunn never does that. He doesn't step on other directors' shoes, even those he's working with. So all these movies that he's got upcoming, and if you notice, not one of them, not one, is associated with anything of Batman. But he is producing Matt Reeves' Batman. He's waiting until it's done right for himself. And then we have to decide whether or not we're going to get behind a new actor playing another Batman while what's-his-face is Patterson is around. Because whoever's going to play the other Batman, and I don't care what anybody says, Alan Richardson is not a Batman. That guy's body is way too muscular to be a Batman. Bruce Wayne does not go to the gym 24 hours a day.
Is that who's that? Is that the guy from Reacher?
Yeah.
No, I didn't. Who?
Oh, they've been people. Several Zack Snyder fan bases are saying he should portray Batman. I'm like, no. He's way. If anything, that's your dark side.
All right, so in this episode, we broke down some of Superman. We decided to throw in our hats and what we thought about it, and with the addition of some other things. So we ask that you tune in next time. Hopefully we have some more hot takes, some more questionnaires. We'll try and do some things a little bit differently as well. Hopefully more of the family are able to join us. But thank you for watching it, and I hope you have a great night.
You too. Everybody, good night. From
Good night.
Fandom Fam. Later.
Familia Fandom.